welcome everybody to another edition of your favorite live stream weekly wrestling podcast. This, of course, is Tooney Talk Wrestling, and I am your host for the evening, Aka Dis, aka Dis. I am here to guide us through all the shenanigans. We have plenty to talk about tonight. We got Ricochet going off on tangents. We got TNA's ratings going up. Royce Keys apparently. There's a birth certificate issue. I think Dave Meltzer might be a birther for Royce Keys. We also got some Grand Slam Australia news and some other brand new segment tonight. But as we all know, I cannot do this on my own. So let's bring in my panel. We'll start with this guy. Great circle of sound, tensions ignite. Jake takes on the chaos, the verbal fight. Nice guy dropping pins on wrestling nights. Most famous on Tooney Talk, owning the mic. Light, and he's Jewish. Alt Jake from Alt Jake Takes On. How are you doing today, sir?
I am great, and if I'm ever in a bad mood, that intro will always just put a smile on my face. That is fantastic. I'm good. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing all right. I actually, you know what? Let's not waste any more time because I got another one of these. Now this isn't done. This isn't finished, but this is, I still have to edit because right now it's in portrait. Like it automatically went into portrait. So I have to re-edit it for landscape mode. So I'll do that before next week. But I made a little something for our other friend here.
He's old and he's cranky in his favorite chair, yelling at the TV with a grumpy glare.
Ladies and gentlemen, Awful Wrestling is here to join us. How are you today, Awful Wrestling?
That's about right.
I don't even know what to say. I mean, first off, peace to the chat. Peace to everybody who's listening and watching in. This will be my last show.
Saturday's canceled.
What was the deal with the two white women?
I just put on there, have him hug his family, and that's what they gave me.
Oh, I thought we were going Blazing Saddles. Like, Harry, where are all the white women at?
Yeah.
That's,
it was all right. I just hate AI. That's all.
You know the scene at the end of every. By the way, the football one was on purpose. I know that looks like it looked weird, but I said have him fake a long throw and then toss it to the side because it was supposed to be like a funny sitcom 80s joke. It didn't really play that way.
You know, I didn't play football right.
I know you didn't.
Okay.
But it also has you catching a football. It was you were throwing a football and then you caught a football. I was just trying to think of like the most generic 80s, 90s sitcom intro things you could possibly be doing, you know. So I did the one where you went to the door and then you put your ear up against it to see what was going to be inside. And I don't know why it morphed you inside, but I liked it. So I kept
the cheesy look backs are just there. Those are always classic.
My intro now includes two white women.
I'll bring it up again. Let's show it again. People in the chat are loving it.
Yeah, like last week, they were surprised. They weren't ready for it.
Yeah. Prepare yourselves. Here it goes again.
He's old and he's cranky in his favorite chair, yelling at the TV with a grumpy glare. He's always on, he's losing his mind. Online trolls talking trash, man, he's not kind. But we love our awful through the grumps and the growls. Everybody shout it now. That's awful.
That gummy smile has got to go.
Not a good tooth to gum ratio.
Yeah, really. Hell no. Oh my God. Well, I guess. Welcome.
That's good stuff.
Let's talk some wrestling.
Yeah, let's get in. Yeah, that's.
Well, our first topic, of course, is going to be the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I heard.
Yes.
Jake's song could never be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Sorry.
No,
Not allowed.
but it does have 3 guitars and drums.
It does. No, I'm joking. We're not going to be talking. That's where this is awful. We're actually going to be looking at super chats. We got a few already,
Nice.
so let's get into them. First one is Ewan Cumia for $4.99. Thank you very much, Ewan. WWE made the right choice not keeping Ricochet. He's not as good as
Glum gold, glum gold, glum gold, glum gold.
See, I'm getting better. Thank you very much. We will be getting into plenty of Ricochet talk here in a little bit, but thank you so much, Ewan, for the $4.99.
Yeah,
Next
you read
up-
that whole sentence, didn't fuck up once.
I know. I'm doing good tonight. I even got I said it now, so I'm going to screw something up. We got
Check the electricity out.
yeah.
The whole thing out. Oh, man, Dan's just over.
We got $10 from Regina Sharp, Honor Sharp. Thank you so much, Regina. Well, geez, because nobody really knows who Bad Bunny is. Oh, I'm supposed to do it like Meltzer. Geez, because nobody really knows who Bad Bunny even is, Brian. Meltzer. Probably.
Glum gold, glum gold, glum gold, glum gold.
Okay, Jake, you're on. Let's do this.
Always has been, always is, always will be.
Thank you so
Better.
much, Regina. We actually, let me see. This is about Bad Bunny. You know, I didn't bring this stuff up, but it is kind of interesting. We talked about it a little bit last week about how Dave suddenly thinks that Bad Bunny is marketable and great. So yeah, that's Dave for you. We don't have a Dave segment this week. I didn't want to cobble one together. He didn't really do enough to make a full segment, but we do have a new segment for you later, which I will be explaining when we get to it. It's at the end of the show. It'll hopefully cover some stuff that we normally wouldn't get to. So thank you very much, Regina Sharp. The next one is for $5 from CM. To be honest, first is so boring. I fell asleep and woke up in the third quarter, missing the whole halftime. So Super Bowl. That's a Super Bowl thing. Anybody watch the Super Bowl yesterday?
Sure did.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure, Jake
I'm
did.
sure Jake did. I'm sure.
Yeah,
Jake.
no, I did. I haven't watched an NFL game in pretty much since like October because my team's terrible this year, but I watched it. I mean, but he's not brought. The first half was god awful. It was a snoozer.
It never picked up, Jake. Don't even say like
No,
the first half was god awful and somehow the
there
second
was at
half
least
became
some things that happened in
Godfather
the second
2.
half. At least. yeah, if we're right now, but at least people scored. There was at least some. When Bad Bunny carried the ball at the end of his halftime show, he gained more yards than the New England Patriots. It was bad.
Get it all out now, boys. Let's go. Come on.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. I watched.
Can we talk about the Bad Bunny performance?
Everything Super Bowl related. Let's get it done. And let's people have more super chats. See, super
the
chat,
AI commercials were awful. Like there were so many commercials either for AI or done by AI, and it's like, those are pretty.
How about that Star Wars commercial, Mandalorian
So
and
bad.
Grogu?
Yeah, it was
Grogu,
rough.
whatever the hell it was.
I will never. I know that's
thought it
probably
was a
not
joke.
from the movie, but it made me never want to see anything related to Star Wars ever again. Like
Yeah,
it was so bad. That's my extent of contribution.
I swear, I thought it was a Budweiser commercial,
Yeah, I thought it was a fake commercial about
Yeah.
exactly, gonna tie it or something with it.
like
And
the
just,
like the
coming
little
through.
Yoda and the Mandalorian were just gonna clank glasses together, like cheers, pal.
Yeah, it was rough.
I miss the Bud Bowl. Remember the Bud Bowl? Remember
I
that?
do.
With Bud Ice and Bud Dry.
Yeah, Bud Ice
Mhm.
and Bud Dry would always. Was it
No
always
AI there. That was all practical effects right
Stop
there.
motion. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was, the good old days.
Was it
Yeah.
always dry versus ice, or did they mix it up somehow?
I forget. I can't remember specifically.
Man, those were the good old days back when the Super Bowl meant something. Now it's just communist propaganda. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, right. Back then, it was. I said this in the private chat. Like, so people want to go back. They're mad about the Bad Bunny halftime show. I guess they want to go back to the demonic Illuminati symbology halftime
with people?
shows. Yeah, with Beyonce and Bruno Mars. They want that kind of atmosphere out there.
For years, the joke was that like you automatically turned off the channel when the halftime show started. That's the whole reason that WWE did their halftime heat was because the halftime show was always like, here, we're going to bring out sticks. Enjoy,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
shit like that. And
In Living Color too. They did one back before that too. And they like 94, 95, I think.
Okay, well that's something.
Yeah,
I don't know,
same kind of thing.
Yeah, I think if anyone's going to complain about the halftime show, my biggest complaint would not be Bad Bunny. It would be that we still allow Jay-Z to program the show, considering everything we know about him now and all the lists that he's on and everything like that. I think,
the all-seeing eye.
Yeah, you
Bloody
think
babies. That's what they want in their halftime show now.
I mean, he's just Diddy without the scandal, right? Like it's coming. It'll come at some point. We'll get it on him too.
Right? Yeah, it's a yet. There's a yet at the end of his. Yeah.
Yeah. Like give it to, you know what? We were talking about LL Cool J. Give it to LL Cool J. I'll watch him produce a show. That'd be fun. See what he can do. But
he did produce a show. It lasted what, 3 seasons? I can't remember.
What was that? Yeah, it was with the they tried to make it Urkel. In the house. It was called In the House.
In the House. Yeah, with LL Cool J.
Yeah, they had a little kid with glasses and they tried to make him their Urkel. I remember that because wasn't it on like right after Urkel 2 or something like that? It was
that hanging with Mr. Cooper. That was they're all
was right after Fresh Prince.
No, because I think it was later than Fresh Prince. I don't. Maybe you might be right. I did like Hanging with Mr. Cooper. I was a big Hanging with Mr. Cooper fan, but
yes.
We should probably move on from that. I think.
Really.
Or wait. Oh yeah. Anybody have any more comments about the Super Bowl? Because unless it comes up in a super chat, we're done after this. Okay, then we are going to Regina Sharp for $5. I used to watch That's Awful every chance I got. Too bad the ratings tanked after they introduced the white.
Oh no.
They had a Cousin Oliver situation. No.
Well, see, the first season, it was a situation where the first season he had a black family, and then by the third season they were like, we need to mix it up. So they just they
need new characters.
Yeah, they didn't change the story at all. They just recast all the black family as a white family, and then changed the premise to where he's living in a white neighborhood and stuff like that. So.
Yeah,
good call with the dashiki, by the way.
That was from the picture that I had.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So it was already in the picture because Awful has dashiki. So
dashikis.
There you go. You just send me one. We'll see how that goes.
I certainly will.
CM
and
for
Jake
$2.
has yarmulkes. Somebody's gonna say it. I might as well.
A caftan.
I do.
I have cowboy hats. Can I? Because I'm the white redneck guy. So I do have cowboy hats. I could wear one of those. We'll all come in here as stereotypical as possible. We really need a Mexican. People. If we could get a Mexican, we'd be the most diverse podcast in wrestling. 100%. Easily.
I don't know. Wrestle Collective.
Yeah, but like, well, here's all the other ones. It's like there might be black guys on a wrestling podcast, but then it's like the black wrestling. Like there literally is the black wrestling podcast out there.
JD's got a black guy.
Yeah, he does. That's true. JD has a black guy. A lot of white guys will bring in one black guy, but you never see like multiple. Like we had 2 for a while, which was fun. But yeah, we need a Mexican or. Do you think a lady would work? Do you think that would add to diversity?
He just wants a big booty Latina. What's he talking about? just trying to get
Three
big
shadows
booty
where you at.
Moving on.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's do this.
I got the white women MAGA angry now. Thank you.
Subscribe.
Thank you, CM. Last podcast with Chris Conner for $5. He was on Awful Jeopardy with. He's the only one I beat. But that was just because I couldn't. You heard me clicking, but I couldn't get in fast enough. He actually tried, so that would be why that's why he lost to me. Anyway, this is truly evil. He did the Awful what Vince McMahon did to Dusty Rhodes when Dusty wrestled WWE, and he still doesn't give his cat treats. Evil. That's not true. I have the cat treats over there. The other part's true. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for participating, Chris. And also,
he put Awful in polka dots.
He did not put me in polka dots, which is a good thing. And he did not hook me up with a 65-year-old fat black woman. So
nobody gave you 2 younger white girls. That's kind of like that. It's the same idea.
They were going to show me where the black women were at.
Hey, Sapphire and Cinnamon.
You should be honored to be with Sapphire. Sweet Sapphire was an angel. Okay. She was fantastic.
What, she make you breakfast this? I mean, what's going on?
She worked at Central Hardware down on in St. Louis.
Oh, okay.
She used to hang out and tell people. I didn't get to meet her, unfortunately, but I know my brother had gone in there several times and she would just go on and tell stories about work. It was great. She was the head of the Dusty Rhodes fan club before getting hired by WWF to be his manager. That was a real story. So
she really lived the dream. Yeah, she really did.
Yeah. She's a good gal. So thank you very much, Chris Connor. And we're gonna have him on here in a little bit. You know what though? I was talking to JJ from Saturday from the Awful Jeopardy, and since he won, we're gonna have him on next week on Tooney Talk Wrestling. That's his prize for winning Awful Jeopardies. He's gonna come on Tooney Talk Wrestling. So he will be on.
And if you haven't checked it out, by the way, check out Awful Jeopardy. We played it last Saturday on This Is Awful. Fun game. It seemed to be a quiet game. I listened to it again, and I was just like, boy, it's awfully quiet in between the questions and the answers.
This Is Awful we need music. Like you need that music on This Is Awful. It's a thing, people expect it now. So, but thank you very much, Chris. And Mark Middleton, my Norm Macdonald brethren, gave us $2.79 Canadian. And he said, I want a full That's Awful this week on TGIF.
We'll try to make it happen.
I mean, that's a lot. I mean, I can only make those AI clips in like 3 or 6 second bursts. So we have a lot to do.
Yeah. Fill a 22-minute sitcom episode. That's a lot of work. Yeah.
Right. So, all right. So I think it's time we get into our first topic of the week, which is Ricochet. Let's see here. I'm trying to figure out. I want to be able to edit these clips up better. So I'm trying to figure out something that I can say right now that I'll be able to find in the transcript really quick. So I'll say, okay. And our first segment, there we go. That's good. Is Ricochet. So Ricochet made some comments on the Mark Hoke show last week. And I pulled this off X. He said that his 5
Mark
years
Hoke.
Mark Hoke? Is that how you, my aunt, her maiden name is Hoke and it's spelled that way. So I assumed that it was just Hoke. But if it's Hoke, then sure. Ricochet says that his 5 years on the WWE main roster tarnished his legacy, and that AEW made him find love for wrestling again. Thanos snaps, and there was a 5-year blip of people that were just gone. I literally think that's how I put Ricochet's wrestling career on WWE's main roster. I literally think that's how I put Ricochet. Yeah, I said it right.
Yeah, no, you did.
Those 5 years, that was like, okay, I'll say it probably. Those 5 years, that was like being blipped away into a different universe. And it just wasn't what I was doing. It wasn't me. Coming to AEW and finding that love. It's like when Tony Stark finally defeated Thanos and all the people came back. So it's like when Tony Stark beat Thanos and people rose from the dead. That's what it was like to go to AEW when Ricochet went to AEW.
Remember when Ricochet saved New York from that invasion?
I do. Remember?
Saving and selling tickets in New York, that's for sure.
Ricochet brought back 2/3 of the human population after, Tony, it's really Tony Khan did. Let's be fair. It was Tony Khan.
So this knucklehead just speaks in comic book? Is that what we're led to believe?
I guess so, yeah.
He can't relate to anything else other than Thanos snapping his fingers. How about the simple fact that you're just a terrible personality and your marketability is nil?
Yeah.
Anyway,
and what is this? The Mark Hoke show? I'm like, he's got a YouTube page, but it's 1.35K subscribers, like 1,300 subscribers.
Really?
What show is he going on? I was thinking it was something big. Like, what kind of podcast are they going on?
We have
what?
Friday, we're doing This Is Awful Friday this week, and I know it goes up against other people, but we don't have a choice. I got Valentine's Day plans.
I got shit to do.
Yeah, I got stuff. So, and I'm sure all of you do too, because we're all happening young adults here who go out on Valentine's Day and don't stay at home watching wrestling. So I'm sure everyone will be too busy to watch wrestling on Saturday. But yeah, we actually have a video Tony Khan interview that I want to watch because I think it's with the only person that I've ever seen where Tony Khan is like the alpha in the room. It's with a guy named Baby Huey. And
Oh shit, that's right.
yeah.
This guy.
And he works for a radio show or radio network station called The Bone. I think was that it? The Bone.
Mm-hmm.
And the funny thing is that it has 788 views. Tony Khan did an interview on YouTube, and it doesn't get as many views as our podcast does. So yeah, it's pretty.
I don't like to say that shit out loud, but you just did.
Well, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I'm not making fun of The Bone. I'm making fun of Tony Khan, by the way.
Right. That's the thing is I wasn't talking about with the other show. It's not good for the guy getting hit Ricochet as a guest.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you doing? Like, yeah, just
Ricochet, come on here.
Right.
You
Yeah.
come on here, Ricochet.
I'm starting to think we got like 460 subscribers on my channel. I'm like, shit, maybe we could get some. I've been like afraid to reach out to people because I feel like I get laughed at. But I mean, that's not that far away. Shit.
Yeah.
Good conversations. Fuck it.
No, we'll have Ricochet on, but we're not going to interview you. You just got to sit here and shit on stuff like we do. That's the rule if you come on.
No intro.
No, I'll make him an intro. I don't know if he'll like it, but I'll make him an intro.
I've got one. It was pinned to my Twitter for a long time.
Oh crap! I forgot. Hey, you should if you can get that the intro you made for Tony Khan, if you can get that ready at the bottom, I might need that later. I forgot to pull it today. Anyway, dude, it's like when Tony Stark finally defeated Thanos and all the people came back. And that's kind of how I feel like Ricochet finally came back to what he was doing. It completely changed the public's image of Ricochet and who Ricochet was. No, it didn't, because the public didn't watch.
Have an image. Yeah, the public, we had no idea who he was.
Well, on top of that, it's not like everyone in the world was watching Ricochet when he went to AEW. Like, hey man, Ciampa gave AEW a bigger jump in ratings than Ricochet did. Let's not forget that. Okay, right. So maybe get off your high horse there, Ricochet. I'm talking.
That was with Nielsen's help.
Yeah, that's true. I'm talking specifically the wrestling side of it. That's 5 years really tarnished. That 5 years really tarnished Ricochet's wrestling legacy. So first off, I love how he's talking about himself in third person.
He's that important.
Is he talking about himself in third person, or is he talking about the character Ricochet?
Come on, we all know what's going on. He's talking
about
himself in the third
either way,
person. Yeah, he's
either way, he's coming off like a jackass. Either way, whichever way,
little prick.
Yeah, whatever option is, he's a shithead.
So Ricochet can't stop talking about WWE ever, and he continued to do so on Twitter afterwards. So that interview comes out, and then he went on for quite a bit, responding to lots of different people about this. Here are some highlights. Same thing happened to Balor, Shinsuke, Apollo, and many others. WWE kills legacies and love of the sport. It's what they do best. Okay, from what I heard, Shinsuke is very happy where he is. He likes working part-time because he gets to surf and he gets to, do what they might all be bullshitting. That's very possible. But according to Shinsuke and Balor, Balor specifically has said plenty of times that he enjoys having the freedom to visit his family and do all that kind of stuff. So,
and like being an ambassador and stuff, he goes to different sporting events in Ireland and England all the time, repping WWE. I've seen him, and
he gets to be seen by more people than would ever see him in any other way. Like, he's doing a lot of speaking for other people, and that comes up later too. I do feel this way, and many others do as well. That company kills the love you have, and you end up being a shell of who you were and going through the motions.
Yeah, because that's what Roman Reigns is going through. That's what Jey Uso and CM Punk and Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes. That's what they're all going through. They're
been real rough on Dominic. Yeah, Dom Mysterio's had a real rough couple of years here.
I mean, you win some, you lose some. Light skin Kingpin, bro. You're not supposed to be at the top of pecking order all the time.
I specifically put the Javon thing as the other image on the thumbnail, and I think there's a lot of jealousy in this. because I think he sees the way that like Javon and Trick and Oba are getting introduced and getting pushed. And a lot of people are comparing Javon to Ricochet. They're saying like Ricochet is, or Javon is what Ricochet could have been.
Mm-hmm.
Or, you know,
Didn't they have a Twitter spat not that long ago, and then Javon deleted the tweets because like somebody told him like, "Dude, you're better than this. You don't need to don't punch down at Ricochet." And he
I believe so.
Yeah.
That's
Ron Evans called Tony Khan a crackhead.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's where it started. Yeah, and then they went back and forth, and Ricochet's like, "Yeah, I had training from Sean, blah 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 too," and Javon just clapped back and like, "Yeah, but I've done all of that, and I'm 21, bro. Like it was real easy, and it was just like he murked him, and then like somebody told him like, just delete it. You win. We all know you won." And then look, he's been pushed to the moon since. Yeah, I remember that.
Here's the other thing too. If let's say that Balor, Shinsuke, and Apollo aren't happy, and let's say they do agree with Ricochet, do you think they enjoy him going online and airing out their personal grievances with their workplace on a public forum where their boss can see it? Like, do you think that's a good idea to do if that's real? Anyone?
You mean there's a guy on Twitter sowing discord?
Yeah,
among coworkers.
Well, I'm just saying, you know, like you hear a lot of people say, like, "Hey, he's sticking up for him." They can't say it themselves. Maybe they don't want to.
Right.
Maybe that's a good thing that they don't say it themselves.
Right.
And maybe him coming out and speaking, it's like, you know, it's basically like if you worked at a store and you were bitching with your friend at the store because your boss was a dick, because you were angry, because that's what you do. And then your friend quits. And after he quits, he stands up on like the cash register and he goes, and he thinks so too. Everyone here agrees. You should have heard what Diz said about the boss.
I'm not the only one saying it.
Yeah, I'm not the only one saying it. Sports Illustrated said it.
Jerry Maguire, who's coming with me? Not me. I want to pay my bills, bro.
It's like if Jerry Maguire named names.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's
instead of who's coming with me, just pointed at me. You said it.
You said it. I heard you.
Especially like Finn Balor and Shinsuke Nakamura, like they beat their bodies up for how long? Like I would think if you were smart, you would rather wrestle maybe a lesser style, don't have to wrestle as often, and get paid a shit ton of money and be able to, you know, do well for the business moving forward. And you know, I know Balor has a school that only can help it. Like he doesn't seem unhappy to me.
Yeah, and his JD got a job because of Balor, and he's doing great on there, except when he gets injured, you know.
Yes, because he's insane.
I don't know, guys like, you know, Balor and Shinsuke and Apollo and Royce Keys, they're getting up there in age, and they're probably just happy to be getting the paycheck and the exposure that they still do. That was a joke. No one laughed at me.
Yeah, what I was gonna say, I was trying to think my next thing was they've had the option to re-sign contracts at different point too. Like Ricochet was offered a contract, he decided not to re-sign it, and then went to AEW. Like Finn could have done that if he wanted to. Same with Shinsuke. Like they've had the option to do that. They've chosen where they want to be.
Right. So the next one, he says, I'd argue that El Generico has a better legacy than Sami Zayn. We will get to that as well. And then he goes on to say, they took my love of professional wrestling away. I'll never forget how I felt walking into work every week. And that platform was only to make other look good. Not others. He says make other look good at my expense. And I told them I'd rather quit and go back to the indies and make whatever I'd make there than to come back next week.
Yeah, Negro, but you didn't. You went to AEW. That's the problem. You know, you didn't do what you say you were going to do, and you went to AEW for the easy money.
Many discovered me at a time where my talents and legacy were being taken advantage of by a company that didn't really care about me. However, more people have been following me since before WWE, and I appreciate what they know I can bring and what I can do. What? They appreciate what they know. No, this doesn't make sense. What they know I can bring and what I can do. No longer want to watch. So there's Ricochet talking about WWE. Now, real quick, before we do have Sami Zayn's statement on this, but before we get to that, this is from just a few years ago, I believe 2023. Ricochet thinks Will Ospreay and Moose would benefit from having the WWE machine behind.
This fucking guy.
I'm not going to fault the guy for being a rah-rah for WWE at the time that he was in WWE, and obviously rah-rahing for AEW in the time that he's in AEW. The problem is that he is speaking for a lot of people. Those last few tweets, I remember the second tweet saying something like, no, they don't like being there. They don't really appreciate their role there. How can you say that, Ricochet? That's just so, first off, it's unprofessional. You know, if you're one of the boys, you don't do anything like that, especially on a, you know, while it's not a public forum, it is a public forum.
It is a public forum.
Social media is a public forum. You shouldn't have that type of talk going on. I mean, again, people who make things that are supposed to be private, public, are pieces of shit.
No, and I agree with you that I have no problem with you being a company man. No problem with that. Feed your family. Do what you got to do. Say what you got to say. But like you said, you're trying to tell us now that, no, this is what I mean. I mean this. I really do. When you said this when you worked with WWE, and you're throwing your quote unquote friends under the bus. And we know for a fact that not all of them are happy. Well, before we move to that though, Jake, did you have any comment on this?
I mean, no, just my thing about it is I have no problem with him being rah-rah for whoever he's working for. Absolutely. That's great. But there's a point of like, he's just going too far and keeps burying himself with it. Like even with this one, like, did he need to name names? How about just say, you know, there's a lot of talent out there with it that could definitely benefit for, you know what I mean? Like you don't need to name Will Ospreay or Moose, and same with, you don't need to name Balor and shit. I'm fine with it to a point, but then it's like, you've just taken it too far and made a mockery of himself. That's all.
He might have been better off being mysterious. Like there are some high profile stars in that company that don't like their place or don't like the direction that things are going. And you might have gotten some mileage out of that. I don't know where in the world that Ricochet ever thought that he was going to main event WrestleMania. And being 185 pounds, listen, I don't know about you guys. If I ever had the opportunity to ever have been in the WWE or WWF, you got to know your place. I mean, first off, I'm not 265 pounds. I'm not 6'5". There's going to be a certain role for me. And if I stick it out and I stay there for a while, which, you know, Ricochet did not stay there for as long, because he would have run into a guy like Javon Evans and Obafemi and Trick Williams had he stuck around just long enough. But and who knows what could have happened out of that. But to think that Ricochet should have been higher on the card or anything like that, based on what, dude? Based on what?
Dude, and by the way, they tried to put him in a program with Brock Lesnar. They had him in a program with Logan Paul. It's not like they weren't giving him opportunities.
Guaranteed, bro. He went through that curtain once the matches were over and poo-pooed or had a look on his face. Body language says a lot in the corporate world, and they read his body language. They've only been around 60 fucking years. So they know, you know, what's going on with professional wrestlers.
He doesn't seem to have much of a poker face. Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
The difference is, and you know, the argument whenever you talk about how small guys can't make it is you know, Daniel Bryan Danielson, and I would say he's the exception that proves the rule. But you look at a guy like him, and he remember when he got squashed by Sheamus at WrestleMania?
Yeah. 18 seconds. Yeah.
18 seconds. Yeah,
I think it was 18. Yeah.
And what happened? He used it to get people behind him. He got more popular. And he came back, like it helped him. Ricochet losing to Lesnar, he could not like do anything with that momentum. He couldn't do anything with that exposure. He could have made something out of it, but he just doesn't have the ability to, or he just doesn't connect with the crowd in the way that a guy like Brian Danielson does.
Yeah, it's a good point. Because making the most out of what's presented to you with it. You've seen it. They've been showing different clips around of stuff with Ricochet too, where like I think it was either Drew McIntyre or Baron Corbin. The three of them were in the ring, and Ricochet's like, "I'm not here to talk." I think it was Drew, and he's like, "Well, then shut up." And you could see Ricochet's eyes, like, I don't know how to respond to this in the moment. Like maybe he just doesn't have that top guy mentality. But that's why in what was it, Lucha Underground, that he was in a mask for a reason. Like he thinks he's way up here and he's more down there. It's like Awful was saying, I've always dreamed the WWF or WWE has always been something I would have loved to have done. My aspirations, knowing who I am, manager. I always dreamed of being a manager because I knew that's what I could do. I'm not.
Yeah.
Not 6'5".
Unknown Sample says, Daniel Bryan, you forgot Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio never had that moment in WWE where he was completely crushed and then came back from it the way Daniel Bryan did. So that's why I use Daniel Bryan as my example. But yeah, Jake, I mean, like I have hemophilia. I could have never been a wrestler. I wanted to be on creative, or I wanted to be, something like that. That's what
like an announcer.
When I was a kid,
yeah,
when I was a kid, I aspired to be an announcer. I didn't aspire to be a wrestler because I knew like you said, your place,
right,
what you can do, your limitations, you know.
I'm a 5'10", like chubby Jewish kid. Like, like I knew what I was gonna be. That's Heyman was my hero, and Cornette and like Bobby Heenan. Like I love those guys. That's what I could have done.
Yeah,
I knew that.
So one of the guys that he mentioned though didn't feel the need to stay quiet about it, and Sami Zayn of all people decided to post this.
To the ring for this fight, you are setting a monumental opportunity for kids my age to see the legend Mike Tyson in the ring for the first time. So after such a successful career, what type of legacy would you like to leave behind when it's all said and done?
Well, I don't know. I don't believe in the word legacy. I just think that's another word for ego. Legacy doesn't mean nothing. That's just some word everybody grabbed onto. Someone said that word and everyone grabbed on the word, so now it's used every 5 seconds. It means absolutely nothing to me. I'm just passing through. I'm going to die, and it's going to be over. Who cares about legacy after that? What a big ego. So I'm going to die. I want people to think that I'm this, I'm great. No, we're nothing. We're just dead. We're dust. We're absolutely nothing.
That kid.
Our legacy is nothing.
Have you ever seen this before, Awful?
I've seen it a few times, but
okay.
Every time I feel so bad for the little girl. Like, she's so star-crushed.
She thought it was such a good question. He was going to bring up Ali and other things, Foreman, all this great stuff. And he's like, oh, my God.
There is nothing.
Yeah.
We all die. Ashes to ashes.
I was dead for 2 minutes once. I saw nothing. Doctor. Yeah.
Don't go to college. You're going to die.
Yeah.
So
have hopes.
So Sammy posted that sneak diss on his Twitter page after Rico.
You think it was a sneak diss, huh? This.
I mean, he didn't add him, so
Right.
Yeah,
didn't add anything to it. Didn't tag anything. No, it was good.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, that's we are not a show that's going to defend Sami Zayn. So I
Right.
he might but I don't know. I like the response. I think it's funny. I think he should tagging him. I don't know if it does anything, but because Boris mentioned in the chat that he didn't tag him, and I'm like, I don't. Like I said, I'm not going to defend Sami Zayn. I don't know if tagging him was the right move or not. But what I will say is,
I totally agree with Boris. By the way,
that he should have tagged him.
Yeah, he should have.
Ricochet didn't tag him. I'll point that out too.
But he used generic. He is El Generico, and he said Sami Zayn, so he kind of tagged him.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
I feel like it's an easy enough way of like, it's not, this is how unimportant it is. Like just of a funny way of responding because, it's one of those things that in WWE, they are more of a corporate machine with TKO and everything for it that, you can only do or say certain things for it. It's not, you're not worth my time.
That's true.
That's true. He might not be allowed to tag him. Yeah. That's
right. Or like he's allowed to, but like it's going to have a conversation or do some sort of discussion. Like that's not worth his time and effort. Because he really doesn't, because he looks at it of like, look what I've done in WWE, main evented shows. Yeah, he hasn't won the big title, but he's won all the other titles. He has main evented a WrestleMania
he's won
night.
Great bank statements.
Yeah, right. Oh, yeah, exactly. His family, his kid, they're taken care of for generations. Yeah, he's doing all right.
So what's even more interesting, though, is that immediately after, like within hours of him doing that, Dave Meltzer decided to go out and say, Sami Zayn reportedly pushed to defeat Drew McIntyre for the undisputed championship at the Royal Rumble. Okay. Yes, of course he did.
Right,
that's what you do. Yeah. That's like, doesn't everyone say push for themselves to win the title?
When tell me he pitched an idea that he should win a match? No way. That's shocking.
And I wish I could have pulled this, but Mole does not want us to pull his stuff, so I didn't pull it. But right before this came out, he posted something about like we are or contacting a quote unquote news guy for damage control or something like that. So this is probably what he was referring to. I'm guessing they wanted this story out there. They thought it would make Sammy look bad, like he's a politician or something like that. And like I said, I'm never one to defend Sami Zayn, but what a dumb story to come out and get reported.
Right. Yeah. And exactly too, like, and like I said, not a show that's going to defend Sami Zayn, but all three of us when we heard El Generico has a better legacy than Sami Zayn, that's beyond laughable. Like,
no,
yeah, exactly. This whole thing, it's just stupid.
So
dumb.
Now this is something that they've been doing quite a bit, and we'll get to it later in the show. But yeah, this is how AEW works, right? They if somebody says anything bad about them or one of the wrestlers or anything, they try to find some dirt on them. And what does it say about Sami Zayn? That the most they could find was that he pushed to defeat Drew McIntyre for the Undisputed Championship at the Royal Rumble. Like, he wasn't. If you had a wrestler who didn't push to win the title, wouldn't you be worried at that point? Awful. Like, isn't that what you'd be concerned about if a guy didn't want the title?
I don't know what's like. I had to hold my head because just like these social media games that these wrestlers or wrestling sites or wrestling news agencies are going all about, it doesn't do anything for ticket sales. It doesn't do anything for hurting or tarnishing anybody's imagery, except for the sickos out there. Like, you can't really tarnish Sami Zayn's legacy. Like,
yeah, like
I'm kind of sitting here gobsmacked at this whole thing.
Anybody,
it's just dumb.
You tell anybody, any casual wrestling fan, which do exist, by the way. Dave Meltzer was on another one of his rants this week about how casuals don't exist anymore, and it's like, no, they exist. They're out there. And you tell any casual wrestling fan, you know, Sami Zayn, he said that he should win the title in Saudi Arabia against Drew McIntyre. He wanted to win the title. And what do you think they'd be like? Oh, gasp! How terrible that he wanted to win the title in Saudi Arabia against Drew McIntyre. Like,
well, I never.
Yeah, it's
like,
ridiculous.
The fuck? Like, yeah, like seriously, what do you? I got nothing.
It's ridiculous.
What gives you the right?
Yeah. So, who do you think you are? A professional wrestler who wants to win a match, wins the title, that wants to, like, I mean, you've heard DDP say it, like when Dusty Rhodes, they had a conversation where he's like, you know, DDP's like, I'm never going to be world champion. And Dusty's like, what the fuck you talking about? What you doing here then? Like, of course he wants to be world champion. Duh.
Yeah. At least play the part.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Act the part.
Yeah. But then he does the work, he does the job and loses like he's supposed to because he's a professional. Like, there's the difference between him and Ricochet.
Deacon says it depends. Did he say maybe I should go over, or did he lay down in front of Triple H's door like Mercedes? If he did that, you know it. If he did anything more than just say, you know, I'd really like to win the title, I think, and then every time, they probably asked him multiple times. Probably went back to him. What do you think? You still think? Yeah, I still think I should win. He probably did that, but
yeah,
if he did anything more than that, it would definitely be reported. There's no way that they would have gone with he pushed to win the title if he actually like threw a fit or got angry about it.
He wouldn't have gotten so much offense on Drew in the match too. He got a lot of stuff off on Drew and a lot of close calls. It would have been a squash otherwise.
Boris says they'll let him have the tinfoil title that Phil has. Not so fast, man. I think the CM Punk title is way more important right now than the other title, in my opinion.
The other title. It's working on him.
The Universal is okay.
No,
it's
just the WWE
title.
It's just the WWE title and world title is kind of how I look at it.
I had this. Yeah, me and Max were trying to figure this out because he's like, which one's the Universal? I go, I don't think they have the Universal anymore.
Yeah, they got rid of once Triple H took back over because that was one of those things where like the idea was that it was supposed to be like for the WWE universe was what it was named after. But like, well, then isn't that what the fans would have? Like, it never made sense. It was dumb. I'm glad they went back to where they are now, where WWE title, world heavyweight title, it's what they are. It's fine. Yeah. It makes sense to me now. And there's nothing stupid. And like with Roman with 2 belts or whatever, like it just, no, that's for AEW to have 37 belts. We don't need more of that.
Okay, so to close this out, I'm going to go to both of you guys and ask this question. I'll start with Awful. Awful, do you think it's cope and jealousy, Or do you think this is the way he actually believes? This is what he actually believes, or do you think he's just being a company man?
No, he's not being a company man. I think his bitterness has bled through, because I would say he was a company man if he didn't double and triple down on the comments that he made, and like was going into the comment section, pining and looking for his name, doing the vanity search, and just being on the whole, like, the issue of it. Yeah, he's bitter, he's jealous, and this is a great example of what happens when you don't have patience, when you don't stick around through the lows and the highs, when you want to get out of there when it's low, and then you actually do get out of there when it's a low time in your professional career, and you go somewhere else and you can't even elevate yourself. He's not really done much of anything since being on AEW television. You step out of social media world, you have no idea who Ricochet is. So yeah, bitter, jealous, angry.
They had to steal a belt from NWA to give to him.
That's true. I do think that he has. I do think that he has cut decent promos since going to AEW, but
nobody's watched them.
Exactly, who's seen them? Yeah, exactly.
It's not like they're going viral or people are talking about him. It's just like, he got part of it is that, like, this whole weird bald thing has come back into fashion, where I guess now it's not cool to be bald anymore, so he can kind of ride that out and be a heel, and people will chant that you're bald. I don't really understand why bald is bad again, but whatever. Jake.
Yeah.
What do you think? Jealousy, coping?
He's definitely jealous of Javon Evans. That's for sure. Whether he's jealous of anybody else or in any situations, I don't know. Javon Evans is 100%, because he looks at that kid and goes, what is it? The Dolph Ziggler. It should have been me. Like, that's him for that 100%. And then it just comes to, like, the Ricky doth protest too much. Like, he just keeps going. Who's he trying to convince with all these statements and all these tweets and responding to everybody? And the same kind of thing happened. What was it like? I forget what it was, but I've seen the tweets where he's like complaining about Io Sky being so over. He's like, well, I could do everything she can do. She can't do everything I could do. Like, A, she's a woman, like, calm down. And B, she can do things better than you. Like, get over. When she's speaking her second language and she's gotten way more over than you ever had. Sorry, buddy. It's true. I don't. The guy drives me nuts.
Yeah, absolutely. So
what's wrong with being Tito Santana? What's wrong with being Dino Bravo or Jim Powers?
Or I don't remember Finn Balor or Shinsuke Nakamura with what they're doing now. Like, you play a part. Like, it's a full TV show. Like, yes, everybody wants to be the big star and the number one guy, but like, you're not always going to get there. Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with being Mr. Perfect.
Right.
Nothing wrong with being, I was going to say Paul Roma, but there might be something wrong with being Paul. Nothing wrong with being Rick Martel. Being
a part of the cast member as opposed to trying to do everything else.
Yeah. You need people at every end of the card. And Ricochet was a great bit player who could garner sympathy, kids liked him. Max liked him for a while there when he first started watching. He was, he had that kind of, he could have been in a great tag team right now with Javon Evans.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, Javon Evans could be ruling the tag team division on SmackDown or something like that, and it wouldn't be, would it be, Cody Rhodes money? No, but you can make a good living and keep yourself employed and be out there and sell merch and do just fine. But he chose not to. So, all right. Moving on to super chats, we got Regina Sharp for $5. I revived Rick O'Shea's love of wrestling, just like in my favorite movie, Time Cop. TK, probably.
Where are my moderator settings?
I was just going to ask, where's the moderator? There's no mods in there? Do we not have mods in the chat? There's
something going on?
Yeah, it's been spamming like crazy with some bing, ding, woo, bow. Yeah. I'm not a mod in this chat, so I can't.
But I'll read Honor Sharp's super chat while you take care of that for $5. Thank you, Honor Sharp.
I already did that.
Okay, sorry.
And we got to take care. Sorry, I was looking at. You can't look. Nope. If I'm looking at super chats, I can't look at the live chat, so I can't.
No, and I thought I was one, but I'm a mod on This Is Awful. I was trying to sneak in there, and it was like all you can do is report. I'm like, oh shit.
Gotcha. All right, we got CM for $2. Drain Maker, more like drinks.
Oh, I mean. those accounts that just, I mean, not that there's any WWE ones really that are that way, but just the people like that guy and was it Air Gold and was it Real One? They've all blocked me, so I can't see any of their stuff anyway and haven't been able to. It's just like, that's your life. Just, I don't know. It's weird.
How many of these do we got in the chat? Okay, I think I got them all.
Oh, geez, there's more than one.
There was more than there's like 4. Hold on, now I have to
Awesome.
go.
Oh,
that
shit.
means they're listening and watching.
Ricochet,
and paying
Ricochet's
attention.
unleashed the bot army on us.
Yeah, like it's weird because like I keep thinking I get them and then I look up and there's
the
you
bots.
know it's like they just have like one name or one letter different in their name. So okay, I think we're good now. Back to the super chats. Oh yeah, I was gonna say with Drainmaker. Here's the one thing I'll say about Drainmaker. Drainmaker is very good if you need a quote in context in the exact quote. He's very good at that. So many and without adding any fluff to it. He just gives you the quote. So I do appreciate that from Drainmaker at least. Monkey balls for $2. Do you think Ricochet's keyboard smells like doo-doo?
That is hideous to think about, but yes. I do believe if he owns a nice keyboard, not only will I be super offended, but yes, I'm sure it does smell like ass shit.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I was not part of the IWC when that became a thing, and I've never seen it. I've never come across it. I've never interacted with it.
Yeah, I've
I'll
only
send you the
heard
file
about it.
disc.
Yeah.
Awful has it. Awful has it on he on the ready. He can reach it right now. He can grab it if he wanted. We can play it on the
So
show.
can Ricochet, apparently.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, set me up for that one.
You and Q me for $4.99. My mother died the day before Valentine's Day. It was the same day Tony Khan married Orange Cassidy. I don't know what to think about that.
Yeah,
You and Q me.
He just got us in a gray area right now.
Yeah. I don't. There was a joke, but thank you for the $4.99. You and Q me. We really appreciate.
Give me about 4 minutes, you, and I'll come up with something.
CWJ for $5. AEW YouTube views in January, according to Wrestleconomics. Ciampa's debut, 738,000. The next video is 185,000. WWE's top video, same month, 3.8 million. 20th video, 784,000. Wow. So
Also, Ciampa brought him in, man.
Ciampa did, dude. I
Hit him
that
again,
guy-
this
What? Hit him with what? What are you talking about?
in the chat, my man.
Oh, he's back.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, you got to get me get me my mod.
I can't do it. Only
credentials.
I can't.
Oh,
I
right. 'cause
can't.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's not my channel. I can't do it. I would if I could. Okay, back to. Well, then we got to plow through these super chats because I got to keep it. Man, he came back again. Like why are these?
I
people
like
going-
it though. You know what? This shows persistence. This shows that somebody really does appreciate our work and finds us
Somebody's
threatening.
real mad.
And
yeah.
they find us threatening and
Ricochet.
they find us entertaining.
It's
I don't think it's
Ricochet.
Ricochet. I've got some names, but we'll keep them in the back chat.
All right, and next up we got Regina Sharp for $5. Say what you want, but Rick O'Shea shills for the one who pays it. What pays him? Sure, absolutely true. Ricochet is a model employee if you want someone who's going to suck up to you. So thank you very much, Regina Sharp, and Regina Sharp for another $5. That kid should have asked the pigeon, not Tyson. Oh, wait, yeah. Did anybody watch that Tyson show? Anybody watch that?
No, I've heard of it.
No.
But I haven't. No.
Yeah.
It's not good.
That's
Like,
yeah.
It's really bad. It feels like do you remember those Lifetime movies that they made about like Salt and Pepper? Or those
Yeah.
the TLC one they did. It was basically those, like a VH1 type thing, it wasn't very good. So
Okay.
okay, moving on to our next topic. So let me see here, 55-20. So I'm gonna do this. All right. Our next topic today is going to be we have Grand Slam Australia coming back. Awful. I believe Grand Slam Australia was one of your favorite events that AEW put on.
Let's hope they get their ring. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, let's hope they get a nice 20 by 20 or an 18 by 18 instead of the 16 by 16 that I'm to this day have not been proven wrong in my assertion on them using a tiny ass ring.
Weren't you actually? Didn't Mole kind of confirm what you said? I thought
A few
Mole
people confirmed what I
straight up
said.
confirmed it. Yeah.
A few people confirmed it, and that's when QT Marshall and I believe Sean Ross Sapp doubled down on their assertion.
Yeah, I remember
And
it was
they
QT for sure.
Yeah, and they never said anything. And they, especially when who was the guy who was talking to, like, it was a AEW wrestler. He had to delete his comment because he mentioned, like,
it was Buddy Matthews because he rolled his ankle, wasn't it?
his leg.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, because he was pissed because he's like, I don't even know if he talked about the size, but he's like that shoddy ring and like, rolled his ankle. He was pissed, and the man still hasn't wrestled since. That was a year ago. And it was apparently supposed to be him, where what Brody King is doing in these matches was supposed to be Buddy in Australia, but
so
fucking ring post was bent 15 degrees.
yeah, I was.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Dis.
our buddy James Romero actually had a little scoop on this, and Mike Glass sent this video to me, so I wanted to give a shout out to Mike Glass.
We love
Brad. You know what's weird is I actually got 2 James Romero videos in my DMs. I got one from Mike Glass and one from Brad Becker, and it was I couldn't decide which one, but I thought this one would be more with Awful's experience with AEW in Australia. I thought that this would be a good one to watch. So I'm going to pull it up. I'm going to pause it real quick because it'll start automatically.
Now, I know you're going to find this just.
So I had to speed it up because it was 16 minutes long.
Good Lord.
So, excuse me.
Are we doing an EFAP?
Yeah, we're doing EFAP. This is an EFAP right now. So
right.
we're just going to watch it because I was thinking about, like, what can I edit out? And I think there's like 30 seconds in the middle that aren't really relevant, but I'm not going to edit.
Right, you're not going to spend that much time effort. Yeah, that's
right.
Yeah. We all still have real jobs and lives and stuff. Yeah, no,
right. So,
it's gonna take a while, yeah.
Here we go. Let's let him talk about this year's AEW Grand Slam Australia promotion.
Hello, James here. Now, I know you're going to find this just stunning, this topic of the video, but there's an old saying about the definition of insanity, and that's doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Now, last year when I started doing my...
I'm glad he didn't credit Einstein on that. Everyone does that. Einstein never said that. So good on James for not saying that.
Glad you picked up on that little caveat there, Dis.
Usually we don't cover British wrestling pundits because they're usually terrible.
Right,
but
because Cultaholic wrestling.
Cultaholic,
AEW, what culture? Yeah.
Sportskeeda. So we usually stay away from that, but we like
Neckbeard
James.
says James Romero is a jackass.
No, he's a goat. That's a goat. That's a goat.
Gotcha.
See, a goat. That's a goat.
Okay.
You and Kumia. Oh wow, you and Kumia just compared me to Mauler in the chat. So wow, that's an honor. That's an honor. Anyway,
Is it?
It is. I like Mauler.
Okay.
So back to the video.
Little solo videos on this channel. I covered, at least in 2 videos, maybe 3, AEW Australia's Grand Slam event in depth. Basically, for those who remember cashing mine back about 12 months ago, AEW had booked out a stadium in Brisbane and sold a bunch of overpriced floor seats, then realized that they weren't selling anywhere near the amount of tickets that they thought they would to justify booking a stadium.
So he's giving us a little background on this. And by the way, if you want to watch the video and not sped up and not with us, interrupting it, and also the other good video. Like I said, there was another video that I got sent that I was and we might still watch it on This Is Awful. Make sure you check out James Romero's channel because he puts out a lot of good stuff. But here we go.
They ended up moving the show to the much smaller indoor Brisbane Entertainment Centre. Not the easiest venue to get to in its own right. I believe it's like way north of the city, and it's not, once again, not the easiest as far as transport goes. But anyway, cue disgruntled fans who paid for said floor seats to only end up getting those seats reallocated to worse seats than they initially paid for. It wasn't a like-for-like trade-off. And there were no refunds being offered either on that basis. So especially annoying when you consider that the tickets that were bought at a premium early on were then being sold much cheaper, or even 2-for-1 tickets toward the end, or to the...
So yeah, this was a big problem that we had that we were talking about last year, where they advertised the stadium, stole tickets for a stadium, couldn't sell at the stadium, moved it to an arena, the tickets that they sold for the stadium, like good seats in the stadium, suddenly became bad seats in the arena. But people had spent a premium on those tickets, and then when they find out that people sitting next to them paid a quarter of what they paid for their seats.
For a show named Grand Slam, this is just such an unforced error. Like, oh my God. It is. Like, this is fault, double fault, double fault. I'm not even that big into
laugh
tennis.
because he didn't get the joke.
Yeah,
it's all right.
It's a sports joke. It's a sports joke.
I know something about sports. Leave me alone. You want to talk about? I could talk about the Cardinals if you want to talk about the Cardinals. I could talk about the XFL if you guys want to talk about the XFL.
I know sports ball.
Yeah, I'm great at sports. Okay, back to this.
Closer that the event was coming up to. So kind of really stuck it to the early purchasers of those tickets. But once again, that's not an AEW specific issue. But anyway, here's something else that nobody ever seems to know, kind of like how the event was to be broadcast in the US until like a few days beforehand. And it ended up streaming, I think, on HBO Max. And also, it took up an AEW Collision slot as well. So once again, wasn't a pay-per-view, and here's something else, because it wasn't a pay-per-view, but the fact was that they were booking out a stadium, and Tony Khan never said what kind of event it was. People assumed that if it wasn't at least a pay-per-view, it was going to be some like mega event kind of thing.
Yeah, do you remember this? There was all that talk like 2 weeks before the show. People thought it might still be a pay-per-view.
See, I always just thought it was an episode of Collision because of the timing of it. It was going to air during Collision, and I know the original Grand Slam was just a Dynamite, so this was just they were doing it as a Collision. And I mean, it didn't make sense of why they were doing it, but that's what they were doing.
But I can understand if you lived in Australia.
Oh God, yeah, like
especially because they barely get AEW, like they can barely watch AEW as is. They see a Saturday show, which at the time AEW was going back between Saturday and Sundays for their pay-per-views. It could be at either one. There were plenty of Collisions that aired at 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yep.
So that they could show their pay-per-view at night. And and you're spending a lot of money on these tickets. It was originally supposed to be in a stadium. I could see how you would think that it was going to be a pay-per-view.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. When you just get a Collision, that might not be that great. But let's get back to this here.
Considering how much they were costing people to attend. Anyway, it turns out that it wasn't. It was once again just a glorified Collision, which made it hard to justify the high prices. But aside from that, all of that, and that just went on for ages, the card itself went really, really well for the most part. It was actually a pretty good show, as I remember it, apart from the only thing that went wrong badly was, I believe, Buddy Matthews. He jumped off the second rope during his entrance, landed back in the ring and rolled his ankle so badly that he's still sidelined like a year later. Sorry, I actually paused then just to make sure it was Buddy Matthews and I had the name right. But yeah, it was Buddy Matthews. He rolled his ankle. It's been over a year since. But anyway, the point here is, with this video,
he doesn't mention the ring. Unfortunately, I was kind of hoping he would, but nope.
No, he doesn't want to get into that controversy.
Yeah, I get it.
And what I'm going to be talking about is that the ticket sales were disappointing last year in relation to AEW's expectations. Now, the reason why the ticket sales were not shifting as well as they were hoping for AEW was AEW's fault. Now, they did an absolutely horrible job, and this is from people on the ground, people in Brisbane, all saying this. They did a horrible job of promoting the event in the area, and I mean, terrible, woeful, laughable. The amount of Australian fans who didn't realise that AEW was hosting a big AEW event, or supposedly big anyway, in Australia, and it was the first time ever as well, was kind of unbelievable how few people realised what was going on. But that might be because AEW Dynamite in Australia had a national viewership of about 20,000 people weekly.
Listen to that number, 20,000 people.
Nationally, not even just like in Brisbane. That's like national.
That's it. 20,000 people watching Dynamite. And there were comments under this video on YouTube from people in Australia saying that this was the first they were hearing that AEW was coming back to Australia.
I can believe it. Have we gotten any word from what Alyssa is thinking about all of this?
She's good friends with Tony Khan. We saw that last year, remember?
Oh,
she got her picture taken with Tony Khan and all that. So yeah, but she did say, I do remember her saying that it was run like a shit show.
When she was mad about the hotel situation, from what I remember.
Yeah, because didn't she have to switch hers? I remember.
Yeah.
Like that.
Well, or like no, she got a hotel next to the stadium, but that was 30 minutes away from the arena, and so she had to get a Lyft or an Uber or whatever, and and adding more cost to it. And she flew there, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Australia is bigger than a lot of Americans think. A lot of Americans.
It's an actual continent, guys. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not just a country. It's
That's how low AEW was watched in Australia. Once again, that's like a third almost of what I pull for the majority of my solo YouTube videos. That's how few.
A third of what he gets for his YouTube videos. a third.
Apples
By the
and-
way, it was
Apples and
exactly
oranges, but that's okay.
no, it was exactly right though too. When I looked at this video, he had 60,000 views on this video, and he was saying 20,000 people watching debate. So he was exactly right, at least when I pulled the video. So
people watch. Anyway, Australia, just to let it be known, has a population of 28 million, a bit over 28 million, in fact. But anyway, why am I telling you this? It's because AEW is running another event in Australia in a couple of weeks. In fact, they're running 2 shows this time in Australia in a couple of weeks on the 14th and 15th of February.
I didn't even think about that. The first show did so great that the way they come back, they had to run 2 shows. They doubled up after not being able to sell out the stadium last year. They chose to run a second show this year. It doesn't make, other than just saying we went to Australia, I can't think of any other reason to do this.
Yeah. I mean, I just try to think of like the amount
They're
of
like,
money
we must
they're
go to
losing.
Australia. Well, why is that? Because it's in the goddamn name.
Because WWE had the Perth show, and I want to do it too. Like that's all it was.
Maybe it's in Tony Storm's contract or something that they had to go to Australia.
Is she Australian?
I think
Yes.
so.
Yeah, she's from Gold Coast, Australia. I think Fletcher is too. Maybe that's there to keep him with the contract.
And Buddy Matthews is Australian. So
Making his return at Grand Slam.
maybe
Yeah.
that would be exciting, wouldn't it? Oh wait, is Buddy Australian? I know Rhea.
He is. Yeah, he is.
Okay.
Come
on.
February 14th in Sydney. That's going to be the return of Grand Slam in the Kudos Bank Arena. And then they head to Brisbane the next day, once again, which I believe is going to be just a regular house show. So are you surprised? Well, you're not the only one if you are surprised. I mean, seriously, it appears that Australian AEW fans, the few that exist apparently because they weren't watching TV, don't have much of an idea that these shows are taking place either, even more so or even less so than they did last year. And that's because, once again, Tony Khan has done such a terrible job of advertising these shows locally. Now, I'm going to quote something from the most recent issue of the Wrestling Observer newsletter. So here it is. AEW's event in Brisbane, Australia next month has a, quote, very small advance at very high ticket prices. It was noted to us from people who live there that there has been no advertising, and keep in mind AEW lost its TV in Australia 3 weeks ago.
So they're not even on
shit.
TV anymore. Yeah.
Wow. Where was
They're
that in
not.
the Wrestling Observer?
Yeah, I didn't know that at all.
Mike
We know
Douglas,
now.
no super chats being read. Where's Marv? Hey, dude, this is how we always do it. We do a topic and then we do super chats. Even when Marv's here, that's the way we do it, man. Just give us time. We'll get to the super chats. I promise. So anyway, back to, they lost their TV deal. And if Meltzer is reporting that they are having low ticket sales, then they're having low ticket sales.
Yeah.
Because Meltzer would never say that normally, so it's a problem.
We were told people who went to the first show last year didn't even know there was a show coming soon. So yeah, you heard me right. The hardcores apparently don't even know this now. And AEW has lost their television less than a month ago in Australia. So it kind of makes you wonder why Tony Khan wants to return to Australia if there were so few fans willing to sit on their arse at home and turn on the TV for free, let alone leave the house, leave the state, and fly 3 hours maybe if you're not even in the right city, to go and attend a show live. So once again, if you live in a major city in Australia, it's not a quick drive to the next one. It is a several-hour flight in quite a lot of instances. You basically have to be a fan, very few fans exist there, who happens to live in the city that they're hosting, like Brisbane or Sydney, or you're not going. So when I was in London for the first All in Wembley show in 2020, and I was going to say 2022.
Okay, this is the part that I can kind of skip. So I'm gonna. He's giving his all-in experience, which I don't think is really necessary for this. So let's jump back in here.
Minutes drive away, which is why in the last month for AEW, domestically speaking, for AEW Dynamite shows, they've averaged around 3,000 in attendance, and they are putting on international shows, apparently, with even less advertising, under cloak and dagger, practically in secrecy at this point. So why book the shows at all? In fact, me mentioning this on my channel might actually be the most these shows have been plugged anywhere, unless it's like a very, very brief mention on a Collision or something like that I missed, which I probably did miss. But if they do sell some extra tickets, hey, the Australian city councils like to bring in events, pay the events companies. I wouldn't mind a bit of that ticket selling action myself, but it gets worse anyway. And I'm going to go to some websites here to illustrate my point.
I will say that's not what I think he's failing to understand is that that's par for the course for AEW. They don't promote live shows anywhere.
Been saying it for 2.5 years there.
Yeah.
Like I say, it's one of the things that hold them back. The fact that they do not pay. I say literally paper the town. Like that's how effective their PR and their advertising needs to be in local areas. 2 weeks before their show. Before any show, they should be out there.
Yeah, if I wasn't watching Dynamite for my own live show on Thursdays afterwards, I wouldn't have known they were coming to my town at the beginning or in January until probably like right before I saw a commercial on YouTube randomly, like maybe a week beforehand. That was about it.
Right.
Oh yeah, you awful. That happened with you when they went to Philly, didn't it? I remember you like a day, like 2 days. No, it was the week before. You said, I can't, they're going to be in Philly next week. Should I go? Like you didn't realize they were even going to be there until the week before they were.
And there was no advertising. Listen, when you're at the stadiums or at the arenas, they've got their big, gigantic jumbotrons and the screens and all that. That's where they advertise. If they think that that's some great form of advertising, you've missed the entire point. You want to go to places that are miles away from the stadium so that people are enticed to go to the stadium.
Yeah.
Why are you trying to like bring in the hockey? Like there's a hockey game going on tonight, but now we're going to show a Dynamite. Like it just doesn't. Well, it can work on top of Paper to Town, letting the local news people know all sorts of things. I mean, they're not good at it.
Yeah, well, before we were talking about them working smaller arenas, a lot of the times when I said it, I also meant that they should work smaller markets, right? Doing college towns where being on the local news is actually a big deal, or being on the local drive time radio show is actually a big deal. It would be how do I put it? That's the direction I would go. TNA used to do that. It was going that direction in like 2008, 2007, when their business was kind of picking up a little bit. They decided to hit these kind of like off-market towns where they'd be in the fourth biggest city in the state or something instead of being the biggest one. And when you do that, it's very easy to get on every news program and every radio show to promote it and get out there. I understand that you go to St. Louis or you go to Philadelphia, and it might not be as easy to get on morning television, but you go to those smaller towns, you can, and then you can actually fill up that arena.
Yeah.
And it won't be too small. You know what I mean?
I don't know about that, Dish. I think somebody could, anybody from AEW can get on the local Philly news station. It's not like they're loaded with news. There's only so many crime.
Well, why has you gotten us on there?
What's that?
Why haven't you gotten us on there?
Because I'm not juiced in. What are you talking about? Secondly, the person who's in charge of AEW's Ticketmaster connection really needs to get on the ball. I don't know why you're showing two images of amateur wrestling for your All Elite Wrestling tickets. Like that makes no sense.
And I'm the other guy.
I was the guy in the red right there. Not to get belly to bellied.
All right, let's get back to the video.
Here we go. This is ticketmaster.com.au. So the Australian version. If you put in All Elite Wrestling, or as I did AEW here, this is what comes up. They've not even bothered, right? They've not even bothered to put their own logo for the All Elite Wrestling shows. Look, they've just got a stock image of what looks like a slimmed down amateur wrestling Tiny Zeus Lister on it instead of, the AEW logo like the WWE does. So anyway,
wow.
the Australian Ticketmaster,
okay.
And here's what you see.
Someone just exposed themselves there, didn't they? I don't think that looks like Zeus personally, but
no,
I don't know. Hey, is that Zeus on our show right now underneath me on the side there? Is that Zeus or no? I don't know.
Is that like the British version of Booker T? I get it.
Yeah.
There are no upcoming events in Australia. Now, normally for people, because Ticketmaster is the market leader in this respect, you're generally going to go to Ticketmaster first to see what there is out there. And for whatever reason, AEW has decided to not disseminate their Australian tickets through Ticketmaster, although they do domestic ones. So how to deal with this is you have to go to AEW's website itself and then go to events. And then, right here, at least they've made that kind of obvious. Oh, wait, that thing. Stupid cookies acceptance is every website. So you click on that and go through. But here's where it gets screwy. So we are looking at Sydney. So this is the Grand Slam event. This is going to be the televised show. So that one's grayed out. I suspect maybe they've actually sold that block out. And those two, I suspect that's for cameras, camera equipment and hard cam, etc. But if you look at all of the blue here that they've released, that's like less, it's almost like a quarter of the arena. Now keep in mind that the capacity of the Kudos.
So they're going across the world and they don't even open up more than a quarter of the arena. Is this for Collision?
Dave said it was a bad advance. Yikes.
Yeah, this is for Collision too. This isn't the house show. This is Collision.
Right, this is the Grand Slam. Yeah, this is it.
It's nuts.
Yikes.
Swank Arena is 21,000. Now, they have released, I don't know, maybe 5,000. That might be being generous, but let's just say 5,000. But let's really zoom in here. It's not the same as Ticketmaster. You've got to zoom in loads to get the actual seat things up. So, ringside, all gone. At least there's that. 2 there, that's fine. But then you keep skipping around, and this is on the first tier. These are good seats as well. And keep in mind, this is in Australian money, so I suspect, let's just highlight that. That's 270 Australian dollars, so I guess you split that in half, basically, to make that, in American dollars or pounds, at least you would kind of cut it in half. So they're not super expensive, but they're not cheap. I mean, they're not WWE expensive, but they're still expensive. Anyway, look at all the blue, and this is, once again, the first tier, and there's still quite a lot of seats available.
I would say they're very expensive for a show that got 20,000 people watching it weekly when it was on the air in your country and isn't even on the air anymore.
I just can't even imagine the net loss they're going to get from all of this. It's going to be insane.
They're lucky he's rich because
exactly.
Yeah.
This is you're not doing this to make money. Like when WWE would go to do the British pay-per-views or whatever that were British. They did it because they knew they would sell out the arena and make a ton of money, or when they went to Germany in the Attitude Era, but that's not what this is. It's so bad.
And you'd think he would have learned his lesson last year. Like, this isn't the first time he's going, he already failed at this.
But he told him he was going to come back. He told the live audience he was going to come back, so he has to. He's got to keep his word. This is when he keeps his word.
Down on it. He didn't have to go twice.
Yeah, this across the nation too. Yeah, because Sydney's in the the East Coast, the southeast coast of Australia. I think Brisbane's on the other. Yeah, no, I don't know what he's doing. This is bad.
All right. Anyway, back to it here.
Less when you get to being directly opposite the ring, but then there are more that show themselves in the upper tier. For whatever reason, the second tier here, and these aren't boxes or anything. I've checked the actual image of the arena itself. These are just a different tier. For whatever reason, they've not released any of them. But as I say, here specifically, $200 Australian for nosebleed seats as well, and not many of those have sold. Now, realistically speaking, they can only have sold, and I'll be generous here, maybe 4,000 tickets to this? Do keep in mind, I'm going to go back to this in a second. Do keep in mind that as big a disaster as the Brisbane Grand Slam show was last year with the stadium, then they moved to the indoor arena, they still shifted 10,000 tickets. Now, once again, we're 2 weeks out here, and I estimate maybe they've sold 4,000. I don't know if I'm being generous, I don't know if I'm being a bit stingy with that number. That's just a guess, make up your own mind. So once again, they've done less than 50% sales. They've cut their sales down 50% or more, 60% in fact.
Okay, so I actually started a chat here for this moment here. So Dunn did what now? Oh man, I don't want to bring this down. Anyway, he says the tickets haven't moved much from the numbers James mentions. They're around 7K for Grand Slam and about 21 for the house show. So I just wanted to bring that up because, it's been a week. So that's how far they've gone in the week.
In a year. Because they've done such a bad job of promoting and hyping this event. But this gets worse. This gets so much worse. Here we go. So that's Grand Slam in Sydney. This is Brisbane.
Oh,
and once
God.
again, they've not released the entire arena, of course, but I'm going to zoom in, and you're going to now find out why they shouldn't have even bothered doing the tiers. Here we go. This is ringside, all around. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Look at how many tickets are available. This is floor seats around ring. Only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 rows, 6 rows there, or 7 rows. No, 6 rows there, 7 rows there. And I've got to say, 70% of those seats are not sold, including 9 at ringside there. That is a scandal that they're not promoting the show more, because that is what you're getting.
Scandal.
A house show with no promotion,
Yeah,
and they
that's
can't even
British
sell
slang.
out floor side, basically. And we've got further evidence here where they've released, I hate this stupid website. Look, tons of seats available everywhere of what they've released. Look, everything there, basically. All these where the aisleway is going. For some reason, they sold more than they sold there. I don't know why. Nearly every bit in that block still available. There as well. There as well. All the higher tier seats as well. They've got.
So
TV side,
Lord.
by the way.
no, well,
Well,
that's
this is the house
show,
show, yeah.
This is the house
Okay.
show. So
Sorry.
But they
There
would
is no
film it if
TV.
they could,
Who
because they
cares?
filmed house shows before. They would film it if they could. They are not filming
Right.
this shit, though. Oh, my God.
they should film it. If they're going all the way to Australia, they have a camera crew anyway. You have Max, and they're supposed to be really happy with you, right? So
Yeah.
why not throw it on Max? It would. Oh, because they have to charge. When I forgot, they have to charge people. Well, then charge people. Charge $20 for it. I don't know. If you're so healthy, so record the shot. It's ridiculous. They don't do house shows in America or the UK or anywhere else. So the fact that they're actually doing a house show makes no sense to me.
blocks
Yeah,
removed.
no,
there.
they've tried to do them and they can't. They fail every time.
Well, the one they didn't they record it for like a DVD? They said it was going to be.
That's what I've heard. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when Jeff Jarrett joined, they tried to do it like I think 2, maybe 3 total, and like I think they booked 3, ran the first 2, and they were shit and didn't do the third one if I remember correctly. Something like that.
And then they did that one at Comic-Con where they wrestled Adult Swim.
Oh yeah, Jesus, it did happen.
And then all these seats are still available. And I don't think that's a coincidence. Like everyone's just bought everything in that row. I think they've not released those rows of tickets because it's the same all the way down. So of all the tickets that have been released, I swear they must have sold 12 of them. In all honesty, they've sold probably 1,000, maybe 1,000. I don't know if I'm being too generous there, but that's embarrassing. That's a complete embarrassment. And I do not know why. You just got to look at it one more time. Just so their floor seats, they're not released. It's unbelievable that they've done this bad. I mean, you have to keep in mind here that this was the same arena a year ago, even with all the the poor advertising, etc. That they still sold 10,000 seats to, and now they can't even sell 1,000 apparently.
Oh, okay. So we're gonna stop watching the video there. If you want to watch the rest of it, go over to James Romero's channel. You can check it out. But apparently, that arena is where they ended up doing Grand Slam last year,
right? Because it's like how many arenas can they probably have in Brisbane? Like that's probably it. That's the biggest. That makes sense. Jesus.
So it almost
like they make good. Are they trying to do a make?
Yeah,
good?
that's what I was gonna say. You almost think it's a make good that Tony said we'll do a show next year when we come back to the people running the arena. Like maybe it's a free show. You know what I mean? Like maybe the arena's not paying for it.
Yeah, that could be. I don't know. There's some, with the Brisbane city doesn't have to pay for it, and they're having that. I don't know. That show could easily get canceled. I saw Boris in the chat say that. I could easily see that show just being like, you know what, we're just cutting our losses, and then they never go back to Brisbane again.
Right.
Yeah. So do you? I'm going to be paying attention to the ring this year.
Yeah.
That'll be my favorite thing to look at on Collision. But besides that, what they got Brody King versus MJF. I know that's a big one that's announced. What else do they have announced for the show?
The tag match, because I think it was Megan Bain and Penelope Ford won their eliminator match against the Babes of Wrath, so that's another match. I'm assuming Tony Storm's got to have something, and probably Kyle Fletcher. Who other Australians do they have?
Buddy, but
it's Tony Storm's in the mixed tag thing. It's Tony Storm and Orange Cassidy versus Marina Shafir and Yuta, and the loser gets their head shaved.
Oh, Dunn did what now? Says Andrade versus Page.
Because the winner of that faces MJF at Revolution. Because
Brody King.
Yeah,
or Brody King. Oh, I'm still with it. I think they should put the title on Brody King. Screw it. What did MJF do? I think.
Yeah, I just think MJF's a bigger dick to Tony. I think, bro. You know what I mean? I think MJF will just be like, that's where. I'm not opposed to the idea overall, but I just think MJF wouldn't let it happen.
Awful. What are you excited about for Grand Slam Australia?
The ending.
Yeah.
When it goes off the air. I mean, I didn't even expect that, who knew that this show was coming up this weekend? It is this weekend, correct?
On Valentine's Day.
Okay, yeah.
So they'll get a high rating because, every Valentine's Day, AEW gets spiked.
The Grand Slam historically gets a higher rating than it does, for their shows a week prior. Hold on. I'm lying like a motherfucker.
Yeah,
it's I'm not looking forward to it. I mean, the whole ticket thing kind of like bored the hell out of me. So I'm like, just like the Grand Slam talk. Who gives a shit? They're not paying attention to it. They're not caring for it. Why should I?
It's just,
and I hate to sound so like bottom line on it, but it's just how it is.
It's just shocking to me that they didn't learn any lessons from last year. None. They're doing
they learned their lesson. I guarantee you they're going to go out of their way to make sure that ring looks nice this year.
Okay. You think that, so that's the one they learned.
Yeah.
Is to get that right. So the only lesson they learned is the one taught to them by awful wrestling.
and Buddy Matthews' shin.
And Buddy's ankle,
Ankle, yeah.
So
it's gonna be terrible. Like that Tony just doesn't learn lessons though, clearly. Like
I like how Romero also believed that like they should be selling more, as if they've got WWE style production and storylines and all that. You got to face facts, gentlemen. AEW is just not what it is supposed to be, and it's never going to be what we think it should be. So,
yeah, I honestly think that at some point, I think that it's clear that they would actually probably do better if they just went to a strict, like, let's tell as few stories as possible. Let's make it all about competition. Let me pick out the best, because at least they'd be marketing to their audience.
That's what they've been doing for the last 2.5 years.
Dude, no, it
hasn't
isn't.
been working.
You haven't been watching. They've been doing stupid, crazy, out there storylines like Death Riders and stuff like if you just went to this guy fights this guy because he wants the title, like that's it. That to their audience. That's what I'm saying. I think Tony should just focus on his audience now. He's not getting growth. He doesn't have the ability to grow. He can't give up any. He can't give up any power. So do what you're good at. He's good at making matches.
Booking tournaments. Just Tournament City, baby. Everybody's in
He's
a
good
tournament.
at what
Always
this?
Good at tournament.
He's good at matchmaking.
I'm going on a smoke break.
Yeah.
He is.
He says deuces.
He's good at what's wrong with his matchmaking? That's the only thing he's good at. He's good at saying, I bet this guy could have a good match with this guy. Am I giving him, if I give Tony Khan the least bit of credit, Awful treats me like I'm
No, because that's what he's not a booker.
It's just that you can't, he's not a booker, he's not a good matchmaker. If he was one or the other, there would be some sort of jump in any sort of ratings, any sort of metric, but he's not even a good matchmaker.
I disagree because I don't think that people care about if you're a good matchmaker. I don't think it's marketable. I just think that it's what he can do. So why is he trying to do anything else? Like, it's the only thing he has a handle on in terms of wrestling is saying, I think he could have a good match with him. But he's terrible at the stories and he's not willing to give that up. So just give your stupid sickos exactly what they want, which is banger matches. And then I wouldn't sit. I'd have nothing at that point. All I could do is be like,
banger matches. By the time the mat hits 3, you forget about that entire match.
We do, but his fans like it. The AEW
starting
crowd
to believe that they don't either.
I've always said I don't think the AEW crowd is nearly as big as we think it is, because I think a lot of the IWC fans don't actually watch, But I mean, there's still there's the Dave Meltzers out there who are gonna. They want it. They want that. And if Tony Khan has a fetish of giving people these matches that, quote unquote dream matches or whatever, do you see how many people were like creaming themselves over Andrade versus Kenny Omega?
No.
Yeah. It's like the AEW fans specifically thought it was a great idea and thought it was wonderful. And it's like, fine, if you want those guys, why are you even, he acts like that's enough for him. Right? If that's enough, then why are you trying to do anything else besides make matches for them? Why are you trying?
I do watch.
Go outside your box.
It's just usually 4 or 5 days later.
Okay.
Because Tony's always wanted to be that Paul Heyman, Eric Bischoff. We're gonna fight. We're gonna take down the WWE. I'm gonna beat them, and I'm gonna do it with my story. And he just can't. He thinks he can. Ever since day one, I'm gonna write my own TV.
Yeah. I don't know.
And it's been shitty from day one.
Yeah. I just think that he should, at this point, he should give up on trying to actually do stories and stuff like that. Just promote matches, act like you're a real sport, because obviously you can't write a story that gets people in. You just can't. They're not selling tickets because, of any of that. So
go on ahead, Tony, be every other independent.
Yeah,
that's
why not?
audience.
At this point, that's why it's just give up. It's basically me saying he should give up. That's basically what I'm saying. Because anyone can say that would be a good match. That's not hard to do.
Yeah, right. Without a story. And this thing is like everyone remembers the greatest matches and Randy Savage and Ricky Steamboat. They had a storyline and a feud that had been building up to that match. Like the great matches are awesome, but they're only great because of the story. The in-ring brings that to a crescendo, but if you don't have a story behind it, I don't care how great the match is. I get bored real quick.
Yeah. And I think it's been shown that the general public is with you, Jake. So, all right, we're moving on to our super chats. We got you and Cumia for $1.99. Is Tony buying bots? You think,
No,
you think that's
Tony
what that
is
was?
buying
Tony is
bots.
buying bots.
Oh, Tony
yeah.
is buying bots.
Yeah, the
Well,
bots that
I
were in
was-
the chat earlier. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was referring to. Yeah. I was asking you, do you think he's buying bots? Do you think you think that's where we got attacked from? Is
Absolutely.
Tony Khan?
Somebody who's obsessively online and has a long history of being obsessively online is going to pick up a thing or two about
And-
buying bots.
It has too much money for
Yeah.
the good, and
Who
It's
would
too
pay for something
easy
so
to do.
wildly expensive?
Yeah. It's just another option on the table for him. And what's it going to hurt him? It can't be traced back to him. It's going to be a long, drawn-out process to do it.
Okay,
Shout
let
out
me-
Nicola Piccolo.
yeah, let me be clear. I was asking you if you think he was buying bots for our chat.
Oh,
That's
that
what I
too.
was-
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, of course.
Or somebody on his
Absolutely.
payroll. Maybe he didn't make the choice directly, but he's got his minions watching.
I mean, I don't know if it was Tony Khan specifically, but I will say it's probably a guy who doesn't have a lot of friends and who has too much money for his own good and has a lot of time on his hands and lives on the internet. I imagine that's the kind of guy who would buy bots for a podcast.
Right.
So,
Right.
I'm not saying it's Tony, but if you know anyone that fits that description, maybe it's them.
Mm.
Time
Mike
out.
Douglas. Here we are. We got to it. So, shout out Tooney Talk Wrestling. Great show. Subscribe to all your channels. Miss Marvin, how do you guys feel about Oba Femi main roster push? Should I yell this like it's written, or should I go back and yell it now because it's yelled? Oh, anyway. Love from North Carolina. Thank
I was like, you
you.
yelled that part. Yeah.
Okay, so what do you guys think of the Oba Femi push?
Initially,
I
now
like
I love it because I like that they're doing it as a free agent. Like he's that marquee signing, that person that everybody wants. So and drag that out. Like there's no reason to have him sign with. You can have him on both shows. He's not going to have long matches. Showcase him, and eventually he's going to sign with somebody. And it's going to be a cool thing when he does with it. Maybe that starts the feud that I've been wanting, where I still think Nick Aldis and Adam Pearce are going to have a match someday in WWE, because I think Triple H wants to have the former NWA champions. This could be the reason why to start it.
Yep. Awful. What do you think about Oba so far?
Slow and steady wins this race. Don't feature him every week, but when you do feature him, put him in a profile match where, like, if you're going to squash somebody, have Oba squash him, and if he's going to have a good, a match with a bigger name. Well, first off, don't do that.
Yeah,
Not
wait for that one.
Mania.
Yeah, exactly.
Not
yeah,
until
exactly.
Mania.
Don't
Wait
do
until
that.
Mania.
Yeah.
So yeah, but feature him well, feature him strong, and yeah, I think he'll be all right. It's not hard to do the Brock Lesnar push over and over again, and it's not going to devalue the wrestler that goes through that sort of regimen. So Oba Femi's in good hands.
Yeah, it doesn't work for everyone, but I think
Doesn't
it would work
for everyone.
Oba.
Won't work
I think
for,
it would
for
work
Ricochet.
It wouldn't
But
work.
it
It
would
wouldn't
work-
work. But you know what? It wouldn't work for Trick either, right? Like Trick is another talent who I think is has a fantastic career in front of him. He has a lot going for him, but I don't think you can give him the Brock Lesnar push.
Trick can look good losing a couple matches. It would probably help his shine. It would also give him that chicken shit heel aura that he kind of needs. Like I'm looking at The Rock right now. When I see Trick Williams, it's just like where once I thought he was genuine, he's starting to become plastic. If that makes any sense, like he's starting to
I get you.
become yeah. Like it's just like what happened to that like.
I think it's because
authenticity?
he's gotten over more as a baby face than kind of expected. Because I think he came in, they were thinking he was going to be a heel, and like people just he's so
Gravitate to
charismatic.
him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's hard not to. I mean, I've been
Right.
watching
Can I-
NXT since from the
You know-
beginning with him, and he's just hard not to root for. He's like, it's fun.
One
cool guy.
one of the few things about him, and I've only really noticed it since him being on the main roster, is he plays more for TV than the audience, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he's talking to the people at home. He's not talking to the people in the arena, and I think he needs to find that balance, right? Because I think that's the main disconnect you get with him right now is he's talking to you being the person at home, but he doesn't seem to really care about the people around him. And he did a really good job of like working the crowd in NXT and he doesn't really do that on the main roster as much. So I don't know. I
Not
think
the
that's
worst thing in the world to do, though. It's
No.
not the worst thing in the world. When you can gravitate through this television screen and capture the audience, that's one thing. Whether or not he's ignoring the paying audience in the arena, I've not seen that yet. But I have seen him lose God, it seems like Jacob Fatu did a better job being authentic with that Cody Rhodes interview a few weeks back. Like, it's just like, I kind of want to see that from Trick. That was kind of like Trick's gimmick. I think it would work better for Trick.
I think that I see a lot of since he's gone to the main roster, because before you saw a little bit of Booker T in him, but it wasn't like this guy's just Booker T, right? But I think since he's gone to the main roster, he's fallen back more on the Booker T stuff than he was in NXT, to where he does come across as just like another, like a better Booker T, but still very Booker T-esque.
Yeah.
You know,
And don't get it fucked up. I mean, he's got nothing but upside as
dude's what, 27, 26? Like, he's fine.
And only been doing this for, I think, like 3.5, 4 years. That's the other thing too. He's got plenty of room to grow and learn as he's going.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
sure.
It's just one of those things where I saw him.
He's not a finished product, and that's as he shouldn't be. Yeah. The thing is, he does seem to learn and figure it out. Like, okay, here's what I can do better, and he takes coaching really well. So hopefully somebody else has noticed that for him too.
Yeah. His face off with Drew McIntyre, like, he really looked, dare I say, out of place. It was just like too much too soon for me personally. Like, it was just like maybe after Elimination Chamber you could have that. And I understand he's going to, try to get into the Elimination Chamber and face off against Drew McIntyre at some point. But I think it was just a little too early for them to be squaring off.
Yeah. I personally, I think Obafemi shouldn't be anywhere near the Elimination Chamber, personally, because he's not winning, and if he's not winning,
if he's not winning,
and he doesn't need to be interacting with
being in there, right?
Yeah, he doesn't need to be interacting with the top levels. Like, what they did with him with Kit Wilson was perfect. Kit Wilson coming out being a heel, talking trash, come out and murk him, like stuff like that. Like,
right.
The less you show of him, the better. You can show him every week, one and here and there, but just, a 5 to 10 minutes at most. He doesn't have anything competitive, because the moment he goes in the chamber, he's got to start being competitive and selling stuff, and take our time. We don't need that yet. Like Dis said, Mania is the perfect time for us to first see him sell something.
And I do think they're going to end up doing Brock versus him in Mania. And
this year,
I mean, it was either him versus Brock or Brock versus Gunther. You know what? Maybe it'd be better if they went Brock versus Gunther and had Oba win the Battle Royal. Maybe that's the best spot for Oba, is just decimating people in a Battle Royal.
Will they have a Money
He
in the
eliminates
Bank
everybody
at WrestleMania?
No, because they already have Money in the Bank in September.
Oh, yeah. I thought they got rid of that.
No, it's in September.
No, it's actually Money in the Bank is actually a more successful pay-per-view than Survivor Series at this point. So they're not. That's why they started pushing War Games so hard. It's because Money in the Bank started doing better than Survivor Series.
Yeah, because people will buy tickets to Money in the Bank without knowing anything, but they know they're getting 2 of those matches in the show. They're going to buy tickets for it.
Right. It'll be a 2-night show here at some point.
I'm surprised it's not this year. I keep thinking it's going to be, because it should be, because men's one night, women's the other night. It makes a lot of sense.
And so we got another one from Mike Douglas. Also starting a wrestling podcast. Any advice? Advice.
I mean, here's the thing. From somebody who's I only started doing this February of last year. The hardest part is just doing it. Like, you just got to start and then be consistent. Figure out a day that you can do, like if you want to do weekly, so you can release on the same day and be consistent. And for me, at least, it was like, don't worry about the numbers initially. Because, I mean, George and I had terrible numbers pretty much until like October, like where we were just having like maybe 20. We'd get some views. We had decent guests here and there, but we didn't really start getting some sustainable audiences till November, December. But we just didn't quit and keep going forward. That's my best advice, is just the hardest part is starting it and then being consistent afterwards. That's my best advice.
Yeah, I've started a few. And Jake, what you said definitely rings true. I'd say also find a platform and stick with it. When you're first starting out, experimenting with platforms is good, but when you find the one that's going to work for you, get on it and stick with it and promote the hell out of it. People spreading themselves around to multiple platforms a lot of times ends up like depleting views from one like you'd rather have a lot of views on one platform than a few views spread around a bunch of platforms, because you need those numbers that you can show. Hey, look at my YouTube numbers, look how strong it is. Or hey, look at my Spotify numbers, look how strong it is. If you say, well, in total across Spotify and Kick and Rumble and YouTube and all these things, we had 1,000 views. That doesn't sound like much, but if on your first show you go, hey, I was on YouTube, we got 1,000 views. That's huge for your first show for someone who has never done this before. Do that. So I say that. I say one thing we've had to do a lot here, and I have to do a lot, is make sure you're sticking with the topic. Make sure you say, don't. You can be like earlier, we had things where people were wanting us to get to super chats faster. And it's like, no, we need to get through this topic and then move on to the super chats so we can get to the super chats after them. But you don't want to constantly interrupt a topic that you're having with other stuff from the chat or with random thoughts, because if you derail the topic, you might never get back, and you need to really get that flow going. To really awful. You got something?
Don't go live. Make videos. Edit. Learn how to properly so that way you can see what you're doing. You go live. If you're doing a podcast, make sure it's taped. That way you can do some things that you can edit out some things that you don't like. Keep the things that you do
get
like.
comfortable first.
Get
we didn't start doing live for a
comfortable.
while. Yeah.
Especially if you've never done it before.
Yeah.
And also before, I kind of get a little bit of pushback from this, but keep making those videos, keep making that content. And what will happen is that once you do gain a following, we all do it. I mean, we all watch YouTube. You go back and you go, oh, let's see some of his earlier stuff.
Yeah.
So that's why when you do your podcasting or whatever, make sure it's under, I've got some advice, make sure it's under 2 hours. And make sure if you're going to do live, which I don't recommend you do off the bat, you just tape your shows, maybe 16, 17-minute topics, and then put them out there. And I guess, you could talk about what the thumbnail should look like and all that, but no. Learn editing, learn how to, just fall in love with the content.
I would say if you've never done a podcast before, don't do it on YouTube. I'd say go audio first. Learn that. Figure that out.
You can grow. Yeah, you can grow as you go.
Figure out one thing. If video's your thing, maybe don't do a podcast at first. Maybe start with edited video essays or something like that. But if you don't know about video, there's nothing wrong with doing an audio podcast. Plenty of people do them. Spotify is one of the most popular platforms in the world, and there's plenty of places to get your podcast out there. Audio ones are pretty much free at this point. So,
and before starting a wrestling podcast, find out, and I'm just being real, find out if it's really something that you're interested in doing.
Yes.
You've got to put your best foot forward on these types of things.
Yeah.
You don't want to be like, after the fifth one, like, be passionate about what it is that you're doing and have fun doing it. Talk about things that are not so much topical, but things that you're passionate about. And then that's when people will gravitate towards you because they know you're for real. They know you're genuine.
Yeah. And I totally agree with the 2 hour thing, by the way. The only reason that our shows go over 2 hours is because we have a chat, we have to interact, we have to do super chats. But if you actually look at if you would edit out all
and
the
time
super chat
flies.
Stuff, yeah, time. That's true. And that's another thing too. Find somebody that you can have fun doing the podcast with and make sure you're actually enjoying doing it. Because if you don't enjoy it,
I'm still looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, authenticity is a big key. You've got to be able to have fun with it and enjoy, because that's people are going to gravitate to that.
Hey, I hear there's some great talent available in the Florida area. Awful, if you want to.
There certainly is. There most certainly is. Have they ever done anything?
No. Okay, so our last super chat for now is from Retosaurus for $5. Whatever happened to Bianca Belair? I heard she had a finger problem, but she's gone so long. Feels like a grizzly bear bit her hand off.
Totally agree, bro. Totally agree. I'm like, wait a second, busted pinky, broken finger, out for a year.
I saw something today where somebody mentioned that like the rehab on it has been crazy.
Yeah, because she's decided not to have the surgery and tried to do regular rehab, and then that didn't work. So then she had the surgery, and now she was rehabbing from that. And then everyone's like, "Oh, it's a finger." I'm like, but if it's a finger in connection to the wrist, there's nerves within there that can really mess your shit up there. So like, I don't know the details specifically, but like, if there's like an orthopedic kind of stuff, there's a lot in there. But yeah, it was the trying to do the rehab and not surgery, and then having to have the surgery. So I know that's why it was extended.
Yeah. And I mean, there were rumors that she was going to be back at Saudi. If they didn't bring her back at Saudi and she was ready, I think you can tell by the reaction to Lash Legend why they didn't bring her back at Saudi Arabia during the Royal Rumble. But from what I heard, it is an issue where it was like she decided not to get surgery and then ended up having to get it anyway. And it just kind of threw everything off. So hopefully she'll be back by WrestleMania, but we'll have to see. But thank you guys so much for your super chats, and we are going to move in to our next topic very shortly, which is we have a Tony Khan video for you. So let me bring that up and pause.
Oh boy.
So Jake, did you watch this video?
Yes, I
thought you did. Yep. Yeah.
No, it's good. It's funny. It's the thing, but watch the cup. When he's got the cup, they're just always hilarious. But yeah,
he always has the cup. When doesn't he have the cup? Seriously,
it's a good point. What he does, he's done the things where he does like I think the last time he did like the Italian hands and just looked like Tony Italiano, and he had to get the cup back.
Did you? Okay, so I want to point out I did. Let me go back to this real quick. This is in 1.5.
As far as I can tell, because I'm not even releasing all the rows in.
And you can clearly tell that's in 1.5, right? Yep. This is in 1.5.
It's great to see you. It's been a great week for AEW, and we're just a few hours away from going live on Wednesday Night Dynamite tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central on TBS and HBO Max.
They're both in 1.5. James Romero sounds like he's on speed, and Tony sounds fairly normal on 1.5.
If you weren't watching him, yeah, you could, because you could see with the hand movement and stuff that he's obviously moving faster. But if you just listen to it, it's pretty close to normal.
Yeah, and it's really funny considering that Tony is the one that we always assume is on substances. But when you hear this, it does not sound like he is using anything except maybe alcohol or something. So let's listen to what Tony has to say here.
Oh, Tony.
And since we're just a few hours away from going live, I thought I would go live here with so many of you great wrestling fans right here, right now, ahead of the show. It's been a great week for AEW. We've seen tremendous viewership, and we've had amazing shows last week.
Okay, so this was last week before Dynamite, I believe, right?
Yep.
I think that's what I got.
Yeah, this was this is like 3 or 4 hours before Dynamite went live. Yeah, something like that.
This is right after he met with Nielsen. So for those who don't know, Dynamite, every cable wrestling show has gone up in the ratings suddenly. And for like 2 weeks, they didn't report Dynamite's ratings. And then suddenly they did. And they just happened to be up like 200,000 views.
Right on time, this as well. If you remember, like it came out like it used to come out Thursday afternoon, right before 6.
Yeah. Suddenly he can get he can brag about his ratings again because they magically went up. So let's listen to what Tony. How do you like that wallpaper, Awful?
It's nice.
It's a Vegas
like
hotel.
One of my dashikis looks like that.
Yeah.
Wednesday on Dynamite, and this past Saturday on Collision. We had a crazy ending to Collision, and since then, there's been a lot of chaos here in the backstage, arguments, fights, and we're setting up for some huge matches tonight on Dynamite.
There's arguments and fight. I'm not going to show them to you. You're not going to see any of them, but I promise you, there's plenty of arguments and fights going on.
This guy can't insert pictures or video into these things. That's crazy. Like this again, Mr. Mike Douglas. Don't do live. Do recording, because you can edit and put things in there, make it humorous. Tony can't do any of that.
Go live after a while. If you don't have experience, if you do well, then you can go live and do all that. But yeah, I mean, like even Tooney Talk Wrestling, you know what? We'll get to that later. Let's go back to this.
A big card you already know about, huge matches. At the end of Collision, we saw a huge main event match with, of course, the Babes of Wrath retaining the AEW Women's World Tag Team Championship against the Sisters of Sin, and an altercation after that involving...
Can't he button his jacket correct? Like, come on, man.
Dude.
Like he looks like his pants are unzipped and his shirt's hanging out of it.
He wears Kami Hilfiger.
Wow, that's good. I like that.
Ayo.
The whole Triangle of Madness, and Megan Bayne and Penelope, as well as the AEW Women's World Champion Chris Statlander, all the champions of the women's division in the ring together. So I've got an announcement about that. But in addition to all the chaos and arguing
Has
that we've
no
had here,
fucking clue to what to do with his hands. By the way, no clue. With his Wawa Christmas cup.
While you were gone, I mentioned, by the way, James Romero was at 1.5, and you could tell. Tony Khan is at 1.5, and he sounds like he's talking completely normally right now.
Crazy.
Locker room. It's been a chaotic situation trying to contain the Death Riders and the Don Callis family. And earlier today, trying to maintain order here in the
Who
office.
told him to emote? Somebody told him right before, like, just do a lot of hand movements, man. You'll be all right. Don't drop the cup.
Okay, so there's chaotic brawls between the Death Riders and the Callis family.
All the time, everywhere.
There's like 50 people in the Callis family. So how is that possible?
Yeah, but only like 10 are healthy though, right? The other 40
true.
are injured. Yeah.
In the challenge, I had the Death Riders barge in and demand a match with Takeshita and the Don Callis family. Mox is very eager, coming off of his very strong words on Collision, to go out and test himself against the very best, and he wants Takeshita, and Takeshita wants Mox. They put together great trios. We're going to have a massive Death Riders versus Don Callis family trio.
Are they barging into his hotel room? Wouldn't that be like breaking and entering?
I have the hiccups. You guys
no.
for a second while I get rid of my hiccups.
That's the worst. That's the worst. No, I just wonder, like, is he when they barge again? I know he like acts like he's got an office in the arenas that they do, but this is clearly in a Vegas hotel room. That's what that wall definitely is, in that couch. But who is barging in and where? What's going on? I don't understand. There's always somebody barging in or coming in or demanding a match.
What hotel, Jake?
My assumption is like the Bellagio or the Venetian. Like that's what that looks like to me. I don't stay in those hotels normally. I usually get whatever right, or walk through them. Although actually, like my favorite restaurant in Vegas is inside the Venetian. There's an Italian restaurant in there that's amazing. If you guys ever go there, it's the Trattoria Reggiano. It's amazing. As somebody whose grandmother was 100% Italian, and we did Sunday dinners at her house literally until she couldn't cook anymore. Like I'm picky about my Italian food. That place is fantastic. But usually I do like the Caesars hotels, because you do the points or whatever, wherever you can go, either like, what is it, like Paris or the Flamingo or Harrah's, whatever I can get in for cheap. Although now they got the freaking with the resort fees nowadays, it's stupid expensive. I haven't been to Vegas in a long time. Used to go all the time. Oh man, this oh shit! I know he's got the hiccups. You can hit play. Oh no, maybe not. I think he's gonna play for us. But all right, well, the funny thing about the sound is you can definitely tell if you look at him that he's in 1.5 speed because of his hands, but his voice. There's a few times where he starts kind of getting really excited, but for the most part, it just sounds like Tony and Tony. I just want more drunk Tony videos. Like
he hops up a little bit.
Yeah, he gets so excited. Have you seen this one yet? Do you know what I
have no idea what we're in for. I kind of do, but
it takes a turn on us at some point. That it's surprising. Yeah, it's surprising of it, but this is rough. How bad are these hiccups? What's going on? I feel like
Just
you can
play
hit
the
play.
joint,
Yeah,
Dis.
I know. Just hit play. We can't control it from here. We got to rearrange this where Dis can make mods and like one of us can control it if we need to.
Oh my God, he may have suffered a paper cut. So,
oh no, it's all over. Oh my God. No, I just these lies from Tony, like you said, like somebody told him to emote. Like, who tells him that these are good? Like, I can't understand why there isn't somebody. Like, I've asked Mole before. I'm like, he knows he's not good at this stuff, right?
I hate to do a whataboutism, but it's just like I see a lot of this hatred for Triple H. I've seen videos by former professional wrestlers talking about how Triple H is just front and center every fucking time they see him. And it's just like, well, what about this guy? He is literally the face of
right.
He is the spiritual overlord of AEW.
Yeah.
And he's everywhere. I don't understand it.
I'd say he does more interviews than Triple H does. You just don't see them because he's on channels that are doing like this at 700 views. Yeah, no, I don't really get where that is, but that's the people that support him. Like, no matter what he does or says, they're just behind him and blind support. And like, yeah, he's a successful business guy. Like that statistics company that he supposedly runs so well. Like, has any other NFL or soccer team ever talked about how good the recruits have been from there? I don't.
Maybe the Seahawks used them.
Maybe.
Who knows?
The Seahawks. Maybe.
My hiccups are not going away.
I've done
Does it prevent you from hitting the play button? I mean,
I'll hit the play button. I had to go get peanut butter. I'll hit the play button. You guys tell me if you want me to stop. I'll try to
perfect.
That's match on Wednesday Night Dynamite tonight. In addition to all the huge matches we've got, this big lineup we have, including high stakes matches like Andrade El Idolo versus Kenny Omega, and the national title match, Ricochet versus Jungle Jack Perry. And of course, to have Hangman Adam Page versus Mark Davis, who's coming off an unfortunate injury to his partner, Jake Doyle. But Mark Davis has a great chance tonight against
Don't
Hangman
bring up
Page.
the injury. Nobody wants to hear about that.
Jesus.
Like, that's what he does with these, where he gets to these points where he starts to promote the show that he's talking about, Dynamite, great. But then he'll start talking about what happened previously that isn't pertaining to, and then just repeats himself. Like,
right.
Like, how long is this video, Dis? Like 10 minutes, 8 minutes, something like that? Like,
it was 8 minutes, but I got it down to 5.
Yeah, you're right. But I'm saying, like, but he went live for like 8.5 minutes. How long to promote a 2-hour show? There's not 8 minutes that you got to talk about for a commercial leading up to that.
All right, back on.
Eliminator match, MJF versus Brody King. So much happening, but I'm really excited about that opportunity to put the Death Riders and the Don Callis family out here in a match. I thought what an awesome trios match this would be to have Jon Moxley, Daniel Garcia, and Pac representing the Death Riders, and to have Takeshita, Josh Alexander, and El Clone representing the Don Callis family. That'll be a
So I was just laughing about the excitement of El Clone. Sorry, that just popped.
El Clone is the most ridiculous thing.
So excited about this because he was so excited about Hologram, which was the most ridiculous thing until El Clone. Although I did notice now that Clone doesn't come out with his neon C on his chest anymore. Ever since that did not last long.
Yeah, that was cringed right back into the closet.
That was just cringe.
Fantastic trios match tonight on Dynamite, and I mentioned the explosive situation in the women's locker room. Well, after retaining the women's world tag team titles, the Babes of Wrath were looking for a fight after they were jumped during what could.
What was that?
He said there was an explosive situation in the women's locker room, and I just said, "Is there some bad catering? Like, what's going on?" Sorry, you said explosive in locker room. I'm just, I don't know.
Would have been a great post-match celebration to end a fantastic collision this past Saturday. So now we have the Babes of Wrath looking for a fight. They just defended their title successfully. Tonight they want to fight. I want to contain all
Take a drink, Tony.
That's me. I'm trying to do that right now.
Yeah. The thing is, there's never anything actually in the cup. Like, we've never actually, except for that one time where he choked on whatever he was drinking with Helwani. But I've never seen him ever actually drink anything out of any of these cups that he holds.
Chaos. And I know that Megan Bayne and Penelope have been on a roll since their return. And they certainly are in line for a potential shot at the title. A great way to sort this out is to have an eliminator match for the Women's World Tag Team Championship tonight. So tonight on Dynamite, with all the great action, this huge lineup, you're also going to see, after the explosive ending to Collision, with the Babes of Wrath retaining.
I don't.
That cup is so tired from being switched from left hand to the right hand.
He's switching it more than Allen Iverson on a crossover, man.
Jesus.
the AEW Women's World Tag Team title against the Sisters of Sin. Tonight, they're going to have an eliminator match against Megan Bayne and Penelope, Megabad. They've been on a roll. And if Megabad get the win
Was
tonight...
somebody's finger in the camera?
Yes.
I think
Or was
so.
that actually, okay.
Yes.
Good
That did
Lord.
happen. It does
Huge
happen
lineup.
in it.
You're
yeah.
also going to see, after the explosive ending to Collision with
Get
the
your
Major
shit
Wrath
right, Kyle
retaining
Fletcher.
the
Where is
AEW
it?
Women's World Tag Team title against the Sisters of Sin. Tonight, they're going to
It
have
comes
an
up.
eliminator.
There
Yep.
it is. There it is.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
On not 1.5 speed, it's on there long enough where you can see it. No, because
Right.
yeah, George pointed that out when we were watching this. And it was like, wait, how bad is this? You can't just have a try. Like, oh my God.
Nope. It's the valet from the Bellagio
It's
holding the
yeah.
camera.
He's got a bellhop in there, like,
Yep.
Mr. Khan, I've got to get back to work.
Against Megan Bayne and Penelope, Megabad. They've been on a roll. And if Megabad get the win tonight, I'll give them a shot at the Women's World Tag Team Championship at
You will?
an upcoming event at a big
That's what an eliminator match is. Like, you can't just, I'll give it to them. No, they would have earned it by winning. That's the point.
future show. And speaking of future shows and opportunities, to keep the Triangle of Madness and Chris Statlander out of this match, we've had an agreement. Tekla really wants a rematch with Chris Statlander. She said on Collision it's not over at the end of the show. Well, to keep them out of this match, Chris Statlander has agreed that she will give Tekla a rematch for the world title next week. And Chris just wants to pick the stipulation for the match. And she's agreed she'll stay out of this Babes of Wrath versus Megan.
Look at all that space above his head. It's just it's the worst. He's the worst. This is a billionaire right here. What the fuck?
Which
The
is
bad
he's
match
so
tonight.
excited about.
Tekla's-
Yeah. No,
What
you're
was
good.
that?
You're good. No, it's just he was so excited about the fact that of like being that they haven't that they reached an agreement where there's not going to be a run-in for this, but you have run-ins in all the matches, so like you can't get more of these. Like I just don't point that out. Would be my
Okay. Awful. You're gonna have to do this. You're gonna have to do this one. Sound excited.
Wow, Honor Sharp for $50. Thank you, Honor Sharp. Thank you, Regina. Oh God, they really named them Mega Bad. I was hoping that was a fever dream or a bad drug trip. Yeah, well, listen.
this company
Thank you,
and their
Honor
bad
Sharp.
names.
Yeah,
I never understood it.
$50, and
We'll give her-
I'd hit the button for the
Yeah,
thank
I'm
yous
gi-
and
I'm
all
giving
the
her
other
some
nonsense.
stuff. I'm giving her
I
some
mean,
stuff.
Glom gold, glom gold, glom gold, glom gold.
Here, take this.
He's old and he's cranky in his favorite chair, yelling at the TV with that grumpy glare. He's always on, he's losing his mind. Online trolls talking trash, man, he's not kind. But we love our awful, through the grumps and the growls. Everybody shout it now. That's awful.
Why does he crouch to put the ear to the door? Like
I don't
shouldn't he-
know.
that I didn't get that. I didn't notice that the first couple of times. I just saw him like put the ear on the door, but he like drops low. Like, is there little people running around his house?
was that my
Come on
house?
down there.
I can't get rid of these hiccups. Okay, we're gonna have to end it after the start of
Oh,
the match.
Jesus.
Not going away. Okay, so back to the
Jesus
video.
Christ.
You heard it.
That's
you heard
disgusting.
it. I can't help it. I'm muted the rest of the time.
Eat a piece of
Jake
cheese.
hosts
That
the
doesn't for
show.
me.
I co-host the show. We'll be all right. Just
Yeah,
mute
we're
the
good.
goddamn mic.
Agreed to keep the Triangle of Madness out of the match. We'll have a fair tag team eliminator match tonight with Megan Bayne and Penelope versus Harley Cameron and Willow Nightingale. But also, we'll have next week a world title match with Chris Statlander and Tekla. And Chris will pick the stipulation. We'll find that out tonight. So it's a loaded lineup. The show starts very soon, hours from now, and there's so much to look forward to. It's at 8. And we're live.
Oh
here.
God,
Wow.
here you go, awful. This is what I was saying. Here's the turn it's about to take.
Oh, Jesus.
Tony Storm and Orange Cassidy here. And it's live here. It's great to see you both.
Yeah.
And we have a big lineup. It's great to have you both here.
Yeah, no, I know.
Wednesday
Don't
Night
wanna look at him,
Dynamite,
Tony?
it's a tight squeeze here in Las Vegas. In my
This is the most awkward. All three of them, like, there's just nobody knows how to interact like a human being.
Jesus.
office.
And he's
Well, it's great to
taller
have you.
than both of them. Unbe-fucking-leavable.
Folks, I'm looking forward. I was talking earlier about big upcoming events. We're going to be going to Australia for Grand Slam Australia just 10 days from now.
Yeah.
Valentine's Day, February 14th.
Yeah, about that.
And-
So, you know how usually Brody, the big guy who barks a lot, he does like a standby
Yeah.
match where he's always waiting by your office.
Yeah, not tonight. He's in a huge
Yeah,
world
it's the guy
title.
with the belt and the suit.
Yes.
Yeah.
MJF, yes.
So since no one's there,
Yeah.
I think Tony and we're here.
So you've come
What
in
an
to ask if
awkward
maybe the standby match
douchebag.
tonight.
What an
Well, that's true. We
awkward
have a
fucking douchebag. He can't even look the guy in the eyes, and he's wearing shades.
And they just can't, like, you can't get to what they're trying to say. He's just trying to make it like you want to be in the standby match, and you can't awkwardly around in the corners. Again, this is live, guys. This is why we said don't do a live show until you're ready to do a live show, Mr. Douglas.
Man,
this is why. Otherwise, you come off weird.
Lineup, but if some of these matches don't go the time limit, I think there could be an opportunity to see another Orange Cassidy Tony Storm tag team match. It's really
So we'll just wait right here. We'll wait.
Yes, that's fine.
Just let us know when you're ready.
You don't have to literally stand by me right now.
Yeah,
it's a standby match. That doesn't mean you literally stand by me all night. So this is
he can't look him in the eye.
Dynamite.
He's so embarrassed by this entire ordeal, and I'm not joking when I say that. Like, he is completely socially awkward, and to be quite honest, so are the other two right next to him. I put out a tweet earlier saying, like, these guys are just introverted. Some people took offense to that because, they might be introverts or whatever. But who gives a fuck? If you're an introvert, you're not marketable. And this is proof positive right here. Sorry, introverts.
Well, and most introverts aren't trying to be on television. Like, that's not what most of them are doing.
Yeah. Well, he somehow picked the runts of the litter and made an entire company based around people who have no marketability and are social introverts and or douchebags.
Matches. We have MJF versus Brody King in an eliminator match with a chance for Brody King to go on to Grand Slam Australia potentially to get a world title shot. Speaking of Grand Slam Australia, these two have a big match there. You may see more of them tonight. We have Kenny Omega versus Andrade El Idolo, Hangman Page versus Mark Davis. The Women's World Tag Team Title eliminator match I just announced is going to be Mega Bad versus, of course, the Babes of Wrath, with a chance for Mega Bad to earn a World Tag Team Championship match. They're on a roll, and of course, we just saw the Babes of Wrath pick up the win. That's your good friend in the conglomeration, Orange. Yep. Willow Nightingale. And speaking of these huge matches in this huge card, the national title match, I'm really looking forward to Ricochet versus Jungle Jack Perry. I wasn't expecting for these two to stand by me all night, but it looks like they might be standing by. Speaking of the Death Riders, their opponents at
that was a shot,
Australia,
by the way.
We've got a huge.
That's how passive aggressive people do it. That's a shot right there.
At who?
I believe at the Tony Storm and Orange Cassidy. Like, I didn't expect them to be here so long. Well, because you didn't write them anything. You told them to stand there like blocks of wood and protect you and make you feel less insecure about yourself.
It'll be great.
Yeah. Have them do something. Have them hold your cup or something. I don't know what you do.
Match tonight involving the Death Riders. Just announced it'll be a trios match with Jon Moxley and of course Daniel Garcia and Pac versus the trio of Konosuke Takeshita, Josh Alexander, and El Clone. Plus these two are going to be standing by.
How long are we going to wait?
Well, it's going to be a couple hours. The show goes live at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central.
Oh, sorry, I didn't think it was that.
Well, we're going to hang out. It's going to be a great time, and you might see these two tonight. They're standing by. Wednesday Night Dynamite on TBS and HBO Max. See you very soon tonight.
That was fantastic.
Thanks. That was great. We're still live. Yeah, it's still live. Yeah.
We're still live. Let's hang out, he says. That'll be fun.
Did you get my my message this on the X? It was the video from the drive about Tony.
Yeah, I just didn't get to. I didn't.
Okay.
It's fine. It's fine. We'll do it next week. I can't do this. I can't. I've been
This is
sitting here holding
terrible.
my breath for like 15 minutes. I ate peanut butter. I did the spoon trick. Nothing is working right now.
This is cursed.
I'm
Tony's
dying.
got bots that give Dis hiccups.
They gave me hiccups.
Terrible.
Okay. I'm gonna bring them up. Awful. Read them.
Mr. Mike Douglas 21 for $5. Thank you, Mike. Understood. I did Blog Talk Radio way back when. Got a team behind me that's focused on this, and we love wrestling. Appreciate it, fellas. STFU Radio. Okay.
Nice.
So there you have it. Also, Honor Sharp for another $5. Thank you, Regina. That was not Awful's beautiful house. That was not his beautiful wife. Letting the days go by.
Letting the days go by.
Yeah. I don't know what she's referring
It's once in a lifetime.
Once in a
It's the talking heads.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it.
You may ask
Thank
yourself,
you, Honor.
that's not my beautiful wife. That's not my beautiful house.
Oh my
How did I
gosh.
get here?
My throat. This is insane. I can't get rid of it. Jake, plug
Yeah.
your stuff.
Yeah. No, I'm at youtube.com/@altjaketakes-on. You can also follow me on X as well. Pretty sure we've got enough subscribers now. If we just type in Alt Jake, we show up on YouTube. But yeah, we're looking for trying to get up to 500 subscribers because we're going to be hosting the the Elimination Chamber Tooney Talk Wrestling watch party. It'll be held on the All Jake Takes on YouTube channel. We do a live show every Thursday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern to review Dynamite. So we'll watch every single segment, so you guys don't have to. We'll talk to you all about the show and talk you all the way through it and make fun of it as we go. Usually that's where if Tony goes live, we'll watch those as well. And then every Sunday at 8 o'clock Eastern, we do Sunday Night Spaces, which is just a general talk show. Sometimes we have guests and we'll just talk about whatever topics are going on in wrestling. Come hang out. We also do a recorded podcast as well, but we're looking for subscribers. Give us a chance. We're having a lot of fun. We're up at 459, 460 now, so we're really close to 500.
Jake, how many shows do you do a week? What's going on?
Three.
3 shows a week. Okay.
Yeah, technically 4 if George and I can record, but I've been working now, so it's one of those things where we don't have as much time. But yeah, technically 4. I get this one, my 2 live shows on my channel, and then we do a recorded one too. So,
gotcha.
Yeah, subscribe. We have fun. Yeah. The third one was a bit tough. Yeah.
Awful. I'm trying to speak with hiccups. Go.
Now keep going. Let's.
Yeah, right. Almost like you can see that smile perk up.
You get mad at me when you hear my hiccup. I can't do it.
Clip this, by the way.
I don't want to disappoint you. I didn't get.
The show has gone off the fucking rails.
I can't stop. They won't stop.
Unbelievable.
Everyone in chat, like, hold your breath.
Mike,
I'm like,
another,
yeah,
another piece of advice. Try to get healthy hosts.
This is why hiccups aren't a sign of that.
Yes. But
this is why you don't go live.
Right.
Anything can happen.
Unbelievable. But yes, also everybody, I encourage everybody to subscribe to Alt Jake's channel. Him and his cohort. I was going to say co-host, but I'd like to say cohort. George Captor. Yeah, they run a tight ship over there. You know who also runs a tight ship, and I'd love to have either one of them on the show. Johnny Bottles and
Don Wayne.
Oh my, yes,
Don Wayne, the SC Maniacs. Those are good guys. Yeah,
the squared circle, the squared circle Maniacs, squared circle Maniacs podcast every Thursday as well. They're also a fun listen to. I'm not going to plug myself this week. Let's who else?
I can't plug. You have to.
Okay. Calm your ass down. I'm just trying to give out some. There's the White Heat podcast with JJ Alexander, and also Last Call with Chris Connor. There's also PWT with Phil Marks. There's also This Is Awful with Awful and This.
As long as you don't have the hiccups on Friday.
Right, exactly. And by the way, we do not own a Twitter X account. So if you guys think that This Is Awful handle is ours, it is certainly not. But yeah, you can check me out on Awful Wrestling on YouTube. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And also on X.com. Now, do your plugs.
Okay, we're on Friday this week for This Is Awful.
Listen. See, here's the other thing. Act normal. Don't try to fight the hiccups. Rock with the hiccup. Go ahead.
When I do that, I burp, and then you yell at me.
Who gives a shit? We need all the drops. We need all the sound drops we can get.
Okay, fine. But we got a super chat. You want me to do the super chat with the hiccups?
Yeah, you know what? Do it.
Oh, God.
Denisha Lane for $1.99. Jake is almost to 500 subscribers.
Thanks, Denisha.
Smiley heart for you.
The most violent case of the hiccups I've ever heard.
It's so bad.
This is ridiculous.
It's so bad. They are so bad. Okay.
You need a black grandmother.
Yeah, we're an Italian one. Really.
They wouldn't spoon. They wouldn't be here right now. So they can help me. So that's the problem.
Oh, you poor bastard.
It's bad. We are doing This Is Awful Friday. I have a fun Tony Khan video and a couple of things. Oh, yeah, and Beard has been sending us videos of some local stuff that we'll be taking a look
Yeah,
at.
we're going to be taking a look at some podcasts some wrestling podcasts that,
maybe
if you want to laugh along with us.
It might not be podcasts, it might be videos that they put up, but still, it'll be fun. And I think that's it. I have a whole other segment planned, but I can't do anything right now.
I forgot about that. You did.
So-
Yeah.
What was the other segment?
The 3, 4, 5. Yeah.
It was called 3 for 5. We talked about 3 topics per
I don't think you do 5 minutes because this would just be hiccuping the whole time.
apiece.
I can't believe this show is falling off the rails due to hiccups.
What am I supposed to do?
Hand over the reins.
Okay, do it. You can't put any of the drops up or anything like that.
Yeah, we
know.
can't pull up the super chats or any of
'cause
that
this
shit.
is
That's
selfish.
So I can't.
That show's going to be coming up, I'd say, in the next 30 seconds. This is selfish.
I can't add you if I wanted to.
This is shellfish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, thanks for coming out tonight. I feel. Oh, this is ridiculous. Okay. Thanks for joining us tonight, and we will see you next week, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central Time, right here on the same channel. Check out Marv and Kev. Their links are in the description below, and we will see you next week.
Now, Perry the Platypus, feel the wrath of my thank you-inator!
Thank you, you piece of trash.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you!
Oh, I suppose you want me to say thank you. Well, you know what? Saying thank you is like jobbing.
Thank you!
I got a little message. Thank you. Ooh, yeah.
Oh, thank you! Oh, thank you! Thank you! Thank you! Thank you! Thank you!
Thanks? For what? Hi-ho, from all of us here at Tooney Town. Thank you!
And viewers like you. Thank you.